Yeah, it will be. The film was 25 years ago.
Exactly. That kid's an old man. Right, let's go. Why is it that all owls look like they've just seen a penis for the first time? Ladies, gentlemen, and variations thereupon, this is Modern Escapism. Hey up and welcome to Show. My name is Oodles, the compare without compare. Joining me today, we have Editissimo extraordinaire and ball twat, it's Gadget.
I'm gonna punch you one of these days.
Yes, you are.
I thought it was going to go with me then.
Very soon. Also,
mean.
the voice you heard, he's one movie review away from writing, directing, starring and producing his very first film. It's Stig.
Hello.
What do you get if you take the F out of fart? Art, and that's what she is, a work of art. It's Candy.
I'm also a work of fart, as most people will know. Everyone who knows me.
Can confirm.
And unfortunately, our hotshot reporter and journalistic professional, Big E's not with us this evening, as he's currently covering a hot news story about the corruption of investment banking in New York City. We'll have more on that next time he's on. He's out there, field work. He hasn't got
New
shit.
York City.
That's where he is. How is everyone this week?
Really tired.
I'm fucking shattered.
Really tired. I had a really, really fucking hard week at work. And then smashed it yesterday with the gym and housework. And then today I've chilled out and I'm just fucking stunk caught up.
You've been grafting, brother. Been
I
grafting.
have.
Typing away. Oh, it's so hard.
Fucking was. No, what happened was boring work talk, but I planned everything, did all my orders, took me like 2 days to do it all because it's ridiculous, so we've got to do it.
Next.
And then, an hour after I've done it
Joking.
all, my boss calls me and says, I've got some bad news. They've moved the fabrication date, so all your orders are wrong and you're going to have to redo them all. After I'd spent 2 days planning it all and ordering it all and doing it all.
So I assume at that point you did what any normal human being would do, which would be flip over your desk and start a fire.
Oh, I just started laughing. Descended into chaos. So yeah, it's been a week of literally just catching up, and it's just fucking
Are you starting to wind down for like your Christmas break and stuff?
no, not really. We don't. It's not like our industry has a Christmas break. I mean, we have. We're out at the office.
There we
but
go. There we go.
We are, but like the construction steel industry
Carries on.
Yeah, it just carries on. It's not like it's a seasonal thing.
People need building. How's work been for you, Candy? Come on, we may as well
Well,
get into
no,
this
I'll
work
tell
chat
you,
for a minute.
I started to file my taxes, so I can tell you all about that. And I
Exciting.
ordered some new recycling bins in, so that was quite good.
Yeah. So you're compliant with health and
Sterilised
safety.
some stuff, you know. It was all good. Made someone cry. Made someone else fall asleep.
Excellent.
Yeah. Fall
All in a
asleep.
day's
Gadget.
work. Yeah. I
Gadget,
know,
how's your work been this week?
I've had no work on, but apparently I have some starting next week, so I'll have something to do for a change. Should be nice.
Oh, do you want to swap? Fucking hell.
I know. Right. My work has been shit, and that is it.
I
It's
did,
Christmas in
however,
retail. Yay.
watched the wrestling this morning, and I had a reaction to something in wrestling which I've never, ever, ever had before.
An
And I
erection?
shouted at my TV, and Kate was asking, "What are you shouting at?" I was like, "Something just happened in the wrestling, and it's disgusting, and I've never seen it before."
You were fuming.
A man drank another man's blood.
Oh.
They shouldn't be showing that.
Yep, he had a Texas death match, and it was all based on the
Are you
pure
sure it was
hatred.
really his blood?
And the whole storyline was one of them had invaded the other one's house, and while his family and his children were asleep in there, and they had started this fight, and he busted him open, and he was Swerve Strickland's bent over, blood dripping out his head, and he just opened his mouth, and it all just like dripped into his gob. And I was just like, no. I was no.
Well,
he's
I am
got
now
hepatitis.
currently going to
Disgusting.
speak to Ofcom because I'm furious.
But absolutely,
I will be writing a strongly
incredible,
worded
and
email.
all the same.
Now,
Oh, it's pay-per-view, innit? Do what the fuck they want.
Speaking of pay-per-views, people are paying to hear the breaking news, but it's not Biggie because he's on international coverage at the moment. Who's going to do it?
So me, innit? It's always me.
Stiggy's breaking news.
You may already know, but he doesn't, because it's time for Biggie's Breaking News.
God, so much pressure.
You'll be all right.
I am a man who reads alone when I'm reading the news roll. At night I'm speaking through the pod. When the news begins to change, I sometimes feel a little strange, a little anxious of new news. Fear of the news, fear of the news. I have a constant fear that news is always near. Fear of the news, fear of the news. I have a phobia that news is always there. Have you run your fingers down the form? Have you felt your neck skin crawl when you're searching for headlines? Sometimes when you're scared to take a look at the Biggie Discord room, you'll sense that Biggie's watching you. Fear of the news, fear of the news. I have a constant fear that news is always near. Fear of the news, fear of the news. I have a phobia that news is always there.
Yes.
Can
Also,
anyone,
Stig.
Can anyone hear
loved
that?
you-
Can anyone hear that? I hear the sound of a 747 flying. It must be
I
Bruce
do.
Dickinson flying in especially to punch you in the face.
Stiggy the head. I loved you doing your Bono bit. Well, tonight, thank God it's them. You were like holding onto your.
I don't know why I was doing that.
Because you were in,
Just
you were
felt
in
like
it, mate. You were
just
in
felt
it.
just felt right. Yeah.
That were beautiful. Iron Maiden would be turning in their graves if they were dead. But that was fantastic.
one of them's dead. The original drummer.
Yeah. And one of them's a zombie. A big 7-foot zombie.
Yeah.
10-foot zombie. Take it away, Stig. You can relax now.
Xbox creates its first ever official edible controller and a Wonka-inspired chocolate console. In partnership with the highly anticipated new Warner Brothers picture film Wonka, Xbox is celebrating the return of the world's greatest confectioner with a uniquely delectable gaming experience. Starting today, or whenever this story came out,
So
fans
we're
can
doing
now...
the weird world web first.
Yeah, enter the official Xbox sweepstake to a chance to win the most extravagant and playful Wonka-inspired Xbox prize.
So,
If somebody got that for you, would you eat it? The only reason is somebody got me one of those Harry Potter chocolate frogs. You know, the ones that are really nicely presented in the box and everything. And the chocolate frog's it's a hefty thing. And I saved it for ages. I didn't want to eat it. I was like, got a chocolate frog. That's fine. It's in my cupboard. And then one sad evening, I was feeling depressed and I broke into the chocolate frog and I ate the whole thing and then I cried.
Did it jump out
And
of the window?
No, it didn't have a chance.
I don't think I could eat a chocolate frog.
I always felt
Apart
weird
from
about that.
Fredo. Apart from Fredo.
We talked about that on Kenny Potter, didn't
Kenny
we?
Potter,
How
yeah. I don't
they
think I
look
could
like
do it.
real frogs, like sentient
do
frogs.
it.
It's
Do you know
weird.
them in Pick and Mix? Pick and Mix back in my day, little spice, 10p mix-ups. You used to get them little white mice. I couldn't eat them because they look like little white mice.
I couldn't eat them
I
because
couldn't
it
eat them.
tasted like
Could you
shit.
What about the shrimps?
Ugh. Shrimps, yes, I could eat them
I like
because
those.
I do eat shrimps. So, do you know what I mean? I don't eat mice.
I could eat a Freddo if they weren't so expensive.
No, Fredo's fine because he's got clothes on. He's not real. He's got like a t-shirt on and jeans.
Apart from he's demanding
But
a
anyway,
mortgage payment.
Edible Xbox.
So the Xbox
Sure.
Series X isn't edible. It's
Just the controller.
Oh.
Just controller, yeah. Oh, they need to
Oh.
bring... Did you know what, though? They missed the trick by not bringing Wonka bars back because they were fucking mint.
The crackly ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah, I
were
liked
great.
them as well.
But
They were so nice.
Didn't they just become the Cadbury Sensation? No, the Cadbury's Sensations.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's not the
something
same,
like
though,
that,
is
weren't
it?
they?
When they changed the name,
No.
it doesn't taste the same anymore.
Oh, but I get it. You can be. You're like, why have you done this? Because it was fun. It was a fun experience, wasn't it? Little Wonka bar with a little hat on the top.
What does this say here? Xbox wireless control inspired by Wonka cut for the film, and 5 additional chocolate truffles uniquely crafted to complement your Xbox gaming adventures, including achievement hunting, delicious chocolate with a boost of energy ingredients, which help your long-term gaming focus.
Boost of diabetes.
The button masher, your citrus sidekick, extra kick with an X, and Wonka for the win.
Yeah.
Is there a Wonka film coming out or something?
Rumors have it, yes.
Yeah, it's Timothy Chalamet.
Shyamalan. Timothy Shyamalan.
Yeah, Paul Atreides is playing Wonka.
His official name, Paul Atreides. He's playing Wonka. So it's just going to be a young Wonka.
Yeah.
isn't he?
It's a Wonka origin story.
Little Wonka.
Oh, that we all needed.
Hugh Grant's playing the Oompa Loompas.
Oh, shit, yeah, I remember. Yeah, he's in the jar, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, I just forgot that exists. Yeah, I remember. I thought that might have already been out by now. No.
No, I was always going to be coming out for December.
None of them will ever be as good as the original. As scary and as
I
fucking
love that
out
Gene
there.
Wilder
Fucking
film.
hated it.
Yeah, Gene Wilder got that Wonka as a really creepy, horrible person.
That little roll he does at the beginning with his walking stick when he misses his walking stick is fucking incredible.
I love
Next.
that film.
Less said about the Johnny Depp one, the better.
I've never seen it. This is not Wonka in review. Next.
Speaking of Xbox consoles, the perfect way to play the Bluey the video game is with the Bluey Xbox.
Looks awesome.
It does
It
look
does.
awesome.
It looks great.
So adorable.
It looks fucking incredible. I don't even know what Bluey is.
No, it's a cartoon that's come out basically about 2 years too late for our children. And
When I were younger, a Bluey were a different thing. It was a film you got from a dodgy ice cream man.
but I know that parents of young
Denise
kids
joke.
swear by it that it's a really good
Oh,
TV
yeah.
show.
It's
but
like
yeah,
when my kids were little, it was all about what was that one called? Wiggles, but that turned out to be bad, didn't it?
Did it?
mine were Ben and Holly.
Apparently.
They liked
Ben and Holly.
and that was
Yeah,
a
they
good
like
one.
that as well, yeah. And Peppa Pig. Oh, fucking Peppa Pig. She's so mean to her dad.
Yeah, you don't want Peppa Pig. She's awful. She's horrible.
Fat
But,
shames.
I mean, Bluey's great. I will happily watch clips of Bluey on TikTok. Like, it's really
Oh, no
funny.
wrong with that, mate.
Really funny and well put together and well animated.
It's a fucking great looking console.
Yeah, it is. It's just Bluey in square form, isn't it?
I would have that. A proud display in my front room. And when I bring people for dinners and go, look, there's the Bluey console. You know what I mean?
Like you would
Pride
bring
of
people over for a
place.
dinner
Put
party.
it in the middle of the
Just
table
thinking,
around
like,
dinner.
fuck off.
I honestly think that is the best looking console ever made.
Oodles, I want you to go on to come dine with me, and just when they bring people into your house, you just serving them crisp sandwiches.
No, I'd be like, I'd be like, and they'll be like, is the dinner ready? And you'll have this, bing, there, the little pot noodles are ready. Let's go.
And then you've got an Xbox controller for afters.
Yeah, there's no way I'm cooking for fucking strangers. Fuck that.
Don't
I'm
cook for
ordering a
yourself.
Chinese. I'm ordering a Chinese. Look at this, what I've made.
Or the
I've
Chinese
done these
he
prawn crackers myself.
opens up his air fryer. Look at that! Look how good! Look what an air fryer can do. Yeah, considering
Oh, yeah,
like
fuck
all
that.
the official like game consoles that you get that are for, like official.
You mean
things.
that ugly Spider-Man one?
Yeah,
PS5.
like the Starfield one was really nice, but
Yeah,
the
Starfield.
It
good.
was.
Oh, it was just a cover. It was just a cover for the console.
yeah, but I remember the Halo one wasn't very nice.
Oh, I
No.
kind of liked the Halo one. Didn't it just look like a galaxy?
No,
It was a-
no, it
There
was,
was
No.
a
it was like the
camouflage
armor.
one, wasn't there?
Camouflage, it were like
Aye.
military looking.
Yeah.
When are we going to get a Peggle one? A Peggle console.
Don't think so.
That's what I
Oodles.
want.
Don't think that's ever happening.
I'm holding out for more Peggle. But yeah, that Bluey one, I would have that in a heartbeat, and I have entered the competition to win it. Don't give a fuck. No fucks given.
Of course. Next
Next.
up, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth reveals new dynamic difficulty setting where enemy level scales. Final
That's
Fantasy VII Rebirth will ship with 3 difficulty options when it launches next year on the 29th of February. Sorry.
Soon.
The first 2, easy and normal, are exactly what you expect, and then the new third will be called dynamic, and enemies will scale up to your level.
That's cool.
Which is good because
They did that in Final Fantasy VIII, the original.
Yeah, they did. Every time you killed and you got experience, so did the enemies in the world,
yeah.
including the bosses.
I mean, Final Fantasy VII Remake, when you got about halfway through it got so fucking easy if you'd leveled up properly.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. If you did all the side quests, you just rinse through it, and the climatic ending battle's like
Yeah.
just laughing at it. I'm up for this. I will launch that game in
most
dynamic
games did that
difficulty.
though, or is they just have enemies that are too hard to defeat because you're not leveled up enough?
Most games will have a pre-calculated difficulty curve. So, they'll be doing a lot of testing, and so, okay, it'll be level whatever by... the average player will be like level whatever by the time they get
between
to
this
point.
and that.
Yeah. A fair few games... Resident Evil 4 was the first one that kind of did it. That was the first one.
Dynamic. Because
it
always made it look like you was going to run out of bullets, but you never did.
Yeah, it kept it... And they kept it in the remake as well, and it kept it quite good, because it keeps you on the precipice of running out of resources. But without being frustrating, which is a really elegant system. Really well done.
Yeah, it's clever. And if like me, one of those idiots that hoards everything, I'm breaking boxes and there's nothing in there, just gold. Because I've got enough resources on my character to survive. So it's really clever, that Resident Evil. Not many people do it, but I'm up for this with Final Fantasy. Bring it on.
Yeah, I'll probably
Make
play
it
it on that
hard for
setting.
me. I will. Make it so hard, I cry. I need
Make
it.
so.
I mean, you're going to Cosmo Canyon in that game. You're going to cry regardless.
I'm going to cry regardless. Yeah, it's true. Next
up, Borderlands 4 and Tiny Tina's Wonderland 2 have popped up on a LinkedIn profile. A former studio technical director who has previously worked on Lost Boys Interactive on a 3-month contract has included references to Borderlands 4 and Tiny Tina's Wonderland 2 on their professional profile. So,
I'm not sure what that is.
I think
Borderlands
it's
was a given.
I think
I
it's
know
just
Borderlands
basically
is.
saying that these games are in the works.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, Borderlands 3 was, 2019?
Is that Gearbox that do those?
Yeah.
I thought they were having issues, weren't they?
Everyone's having issues.
Gearbox is always having issues. Mostly Randy Pitchford, to be fair, but...
He's
the issue.
He is the issue. He's so greasy. I was quite surprised and quite happy to see Tiny Tina getting a second game, because Tiny Tina's Wonderland was really good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
What is that? I recognise the name.
It's a spin-off from Borderlands 4. So in Borderlands 3 rather, or was it maybe Borderlands 2? Tiny Tina is playing a game called Bunkers and Badasses. It's like a D&D rip-off. And you do a level where she's like the game master, and you go into Dragon Keep and kill a load of shit.
You're still shooting though, yeah?
Yeah, you're still shooting, yeah. They basically span that off into its own game. So you have like a tabletop overworld, and you kind of go around, and it's all fantasy based, and
That sounds good.
it is good. It's not quite structured the same way a Borderlands game is, but it's fun, and there are some dice rolls in it, and lots of big guns and fantasy monsters to kill. And
I
Tiny
found it quite a lot easier.
roll.
It was quite a lot easier than Borderlands. I think it was aimed at a slightly younger audience.
Tiny Tina's
It was,
narrating all the way through.
I just remembered
That's
it was DLC to Borderlands 2, I think, the original Tiny Tina game.
Yeah, Assault on Dragon Keep, yeah.
How small is she?
She's like 14 years old. She's not like tiny.
Oh, she's tiny. Not super tiny. She's not like a dwarf.
No, she's just a kid.
Not like Thumbelina.
Oh, Thumbelina, yeah, there you go.
But
Cool.
she's quite taken by and obsessed with explosives and explosions. So, it stands to reason that she fits in the Borderlands universe.
It's bad parenting, that. Bad parenting.
Doesn't have a parent.
Oh, sorry,
That
Tina.
explains
Sorry,
it
love.
then. Didn't have a parent to teach her all about how not to blow things up.
That's it. Not her fault.
PS5 Twitter integration now offline. Sony said it would be ripping the functionality out of its current gen systems, but the move was actually made a day later than planned, as the PS5's integration with Twitter is no longer online.
There isn't an app called Twitter.
Not anymore. Doesn't work.
Oh.
Xbox did it. PS5 have done it. Lots of advertisers are doing it.
It's right.
It's
What
going
you guys are saying
down
this year.
the
It's going.
toilet.
Yeah, it's definitely not lasting. Twitter X is not lasting. It's not going to last unless he just dumps it and then someone else comes along and brings it back to life. You know what I mean? Sprinkles it back. But this is the death rattle of that site, isn't it?
It really is. It's all because this one, the PS5 and Xbox have come off it because basically Elon Musk started wanting to charge for the API access. So the actual method of connecting the console to the site. So they were just like, nah, we're not paying that. We're not charging our
My
users for it.
PS5 has never ever been able. Do you know when you send video captures or picture captures to Twitter, and mine's linked to Twitter? It's never ever appeared on my Twitter feed for some reason. I don't know where it's going.
Sorry, you don't need to anywhere now. You literally
I just do it on my
log up.
phone. Just
Just log up
Yeah.
the PS app and just download
It don't
them
work
off
on the
there.
app either for me for some reason. I must have blocked something when I set it up. There'll be something in the settings I've not ticked. And for some reason, they don't even pop up on the PS app or anything. You know how the trophies, it saves the picture automatically?
Yeah.
It's never done it for me.
Oh,
PS4
I
used to do
stopped
it, but
doing that.
nothing comes up. It's like I've not even played a thing.
Oh, you sure you're clicking on the right thing? Because you have to go into
Probably
a
not.
certain option to see the pictures and
It
stuff.
is me.
So, yeah.
I've probably not clicked on the right thing. Next.
Yeah, fuck it. Fuck Musk. Anyway, next. The Last of Us Part 2 remastered for PS5 confirmed for 19th of January 2024. Those who already own The Last of Us Part 2 on PS4 can upgrade for £10 or dollars. PlayStation Network previously leaked the remaster, which features a brand new roguelike survival mode.
Yes, not like.
As well as a bevy of gameplay enhancements. It will feature a new roguelite survival mode called No Return. In this mode, players can choose their own path through a series of randomized encounters with different enemies and locations through the story. Players must fight and survive for as long as they can to reach bosses, as well as also featuring a bunch of extras, lost levels, the ability to play as different characters, and enhanced graphics.
I'm up for this. For a tenner.
Maybe for a tenner, yeah. I'm not going to pay.
It's gonna
Wouldn't pay 70 quid for it.
absolutely tide me over before Final Fantasy. It's gonna be my little January game.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. That and then Final Fantasy. I've still not finished Last of Us 2 yet. I got 3 hours in the first
I need to
time
go
round.
back. I need to go back and finish my my hardcore run, my Iron Man run of it. You know, once you die forever.
Yeah.
Because I died at the second part of that game's story, and it was a nice poetic ending for that character to do with gravity, but but yeah,
Did you fall off a building?
I fell off a building.
Quite easily.
So it wasn't
done.
the enemies. I'd survived all these enemies. I'd survived horrible bosses and stuff like that, and then I fell off a crane. You guys know what it is if you know the cranes.
Mm-hmm.
Fell off a crane, and ultimate game over. Your save data wipes. Done. That was that character's arc. It's
Never
quite
mind.
poetic. I need to do it again.
You've not played it yet, have you, Gadget? Because I know that you...
No, I finished. I got out. Where was it? On the way to the hospital.
Yes.
Yeah, that's when I gave up. Then it was just too depressing for 2020. So I'll get this and
Jump
play
on it back now. It's not nothing's depressing.
The thing
these
is, it was
days.
too depressing for Gadget because we're all stuck in house. He's got guitars behind him and he's like playing "Take on Me," looking out of the window like she does when she's sat there playing. It was just too much like real life, wasn't it, Gadget?
Was a little bit, yeah. All very apocalyptic
You
when
get
that game came out.
And yeah, exactly. You look through the window and everyone's like, "Ugh." Zombies outside. I think you should play it. I think you all should play it.
I will.
You all should play it.
I will. I do want
Played
to
it.
play it.
I won't play it again. Can't be asked.
Oh, God,
I
too busy
don't have
playing.
time to play other games when I've got the... But, you know, I finished that game.
Why didn't
Go
you
to a
finish
different
Baldur's
game.
Gate?
Because I'm playing other games as well. I want to take... If I don't
I
take...
don't know how you juggle.
Because if I spend 100 odd hours on one game, I'll just get burnt out
Never.
and never go back to it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Spice of life and all that.
So
Next.
I like to throw in a little bit of Mario Wonder in between Baldur's Gate, because it's a completely different game. Anyway, next. 505 Games parent company lays off 30% of its workforce, says gamers really want sequels, so that's what it's going to make.
Oh dear.
Really?
Yeah.
They're wrong.
More and more layoffs, unfortunately. Which is just shit.
It's shit. I'm sick of it. This is what I've said. I said about 2 months ago. It's every week.
Mm-hmm.
Every week. There must be fucking thousands of people in this industry now jobless.
Or they're all secretly making
really-
new studios and bringing us new IPs. That'd be nice.
They haven't all got Hideo Kojima money to start making a new studio.
You never know.
Promise you, they haven't.
Says here, Digital Bros strategy has had to adapt to new and evolving competitive scenarios and will focus its efforts on moving forward on the release of sequels and new versions of previously successful and established games with limited number of new larger budget productions. And Digital Bros own 505 Games, DR Studios, Kuno's, and then Nesting Games and a whole host of other studios.
Yeah, it's
505 were massive, weren't they?
No, 505 are kind of still massive because they hold like publishing rights for Control, Death Stranding, games like that.
Yeah,
So.
big games, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I'm fine with sequels, but don't
I don't
give
just
us
want sequels. I want
sequels.
new stuff.
I want new games as well. But speaking of sequels, Dragon's Dogma 2 launches on March 22nd, 2024.
Rapid news.
Following the 18 rating received earlier this week in Saudi Arabia, Dragon's Dogma 2 has been rated by the European equivalent. PEGI, the rating is the same as 18, and it comes with warnings of violence in-game purchases. With a
Violence in-game purchases.
It comes with warnings of violence and in-game purchases.
That's why it's been given an 18, because it's been in-game purchases. With the latter suggesting there'll be some form of microtransactions. Boo!
There wasn't the last one.
It's stated for Friday, March the 22nd, 2024.
March 22nd. I don't think I'll have time for it, but I want to play it.
I'll play it. I enjoy
I've
the
got
first
other
Dragon's
stuff
Dogma.
on in March. Other games to play in March.
The first Dragon's
You'll
Dogma
play
was a very weird game.
I liked its weirdness. I really did.
I think a lot of people bounced off it because it was marketed as a little bit Dark Soulsy, and it kind of really wasn't.
I was about to say I had a great couple of months because I got Dark Souls and that in the same couple of months. What a good fucking few months of gaming that was.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
dark
definitely
fantasy.
Was. Definitely was, but Dragon's Dogma I always thought was closer to like Dragon Age Dragon Age than anything.
Quest-wise, yeah, absolutely, yeah. And yeah, I suppose. There's some funny pawns, though, weren't there, when you did the pawn system and some random little creature turned up and it's like, here's Noob Master 69. He's like, little goblin thing. I like the pawn system.
It had some great ideas. It also had one of the worst openings of any game I've ever played. Like
ever.
It took ages to get out. As soon as you got into the open world, it started making sense. But that first like fishing village that you start in,
and the wagon, having to follow the wagon for 4 hours.
Having to follow the wagon, having to fucking stop that thief. And it's working out for ages. Oh, you've got to grab him because you can grab things in this game. So, oh, fuck.
You can play that game for 5 hours before realising, the game hasn't started yet.
Yeah. Really, really terrible opening. But once you get past that, it's so good.
I bet they've learnt from that this time. Especially if they're going to go the Monster Hunter World route where, where the main Monster Hunter World more accessible and
yeah,
they had really good onboarding. People forget how good that onboarding was for Monster Hunter World. It just got you in there.
Yeah, same for Rise.
And I hope they do that for this. I really do.
Plus it'll be on the RE engine, so it'll look beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Just think of the food on it. The food.
Ooh.
Next.
The Knights of the Old Republic remake is reportedly dead.
No! What? I was nodding then.
Giant Bomb's Jeff Grubb has to say on Friday morning during his Games Mess morning show, I want to clear it up. The game is not being worked on right now.
Fuck.
Just full stop. The game is not being worked on anywhere at any studio.
I screamed when me and Gadget streamed that fucking
Yep, you did.
thing. It's one of my top 10 games of all time, KOTOR.
I guess I'll have to go back.
Sake.
I guess I'll have to play the original.
It's still so good. I play it on my phone because you can get the phone version or the Switch version's really good.
But do you know who the financiers of this game was, Oodles?
Is it Embracer Group?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go then.
Okay. I was so buzzing for this, and I was like, "Take your time, guys. Take your time." Now it's never coming.
Nope.
So you can fuck off.
It was
Done
being
the gaming.
It was being worked on by Saber Interactive as well, who were pretty good at doing remakes and ports.
I think it's my favourite BioWare game. Absolutely.
Back when BioWare were good.
Remember when they made games?
Remember when they made good games?
Oh God, it's so good. If you've not played KOTOR, guys, play the HD version on Switch. It runs fine. It didn't used to run fine. It does now.
I've got a copy of
Lovely.
both on Steam.
You can get I'm gonna say the Steam version. You can fucking patch it to make it look amazing. You can mod it. I've seen some right mods for that. Yeah, play it. Play it. Next
up, you can finally fall for Rusty in this Armored Core 6 dating sim. Upcoming Armored Core 6 dating sim. Armored Core?
No, Armored Core.
Armored Core, yeah.
I love that.
Developed, not just out of love for the latest From Software game and its characters, but for the community that rose up around it. Beth Short was introduced in the Armored Core franchise by her boyfriend, who has been an avowed fan of the Giant Mech video game series throughout their relationship. Both Short and her partner worked in game development, but both of them got laid off from their jobs. It sounds so they're making this.
Yeah, they make this. Basically, she was playing the game.
Rusty's great.
And Rusty's voice actor Chris Hackney comes in. He plays Dimitri in Fire Emblem Three Houses, and that was a very thirsty character for the ladies,
character. Especially after his change, his character development midway through. People are like, he's got an eye patch. Oh.
What I've learned since getting into Armored Core is that the fan base are a collection of degenerates.
People want to shag machines as well.
Well, not necessarily that, but I go into the Armored Core subreddit, and I'm looking at I'm trying to look for builds and what's a good thing to beat this boss and get S rank in this mission. It's people doing fucking anime weeb fan art of the fucking mech of the characters within the mechs falling in love with each other. And this game has now come out of it, and it's just like she's a really good artist, but I'm like, no.
You are definitely buying this, Gadget. You are 100% buying this.
I don't want to buy this.
I'm buying it.
It's fucking creepy.
I'm going to gift it you.
Is it as good as Cyberbong or whatever it was? Cyberbang?
Yeah, I think it's the same principle.
Cyberbang were good.
That was brilliant.
But yeah, Armored Core 6 dating sim, man. Fuck's sake.
I played that gay bear dating sim other month. That was brilliant. That fantastic. Have you seen that?
Was it Daddy Bear or something like that?
Daddy Bear or something like that. It's just all gay bears with really muscly chests.
Did you have to do much grinding?
Weird.
There's a lot of grinding, but there's Picross in it as well, and I love Picross, so there's gameplay to it. And you've got to see the dongs, the bear dongs and stuff. It's good. It's a good game. It's good. I'll send it you, Stig.
Isn't this the guy who tells us to shag aliens in games?
I don't shag aliens. There's no shagging in Gay Bear game. There's no shagging in it.
Bear cocks, fine.
They're like man bears. Man bears, not bears.
So Halson then. You fucked Halson.
Bears, I mean gay bears, like hairy men. not rah bears.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, 10 out of 10.
I was on the same page as you, Oodles, just so you know.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Pass.
Come on, read the room, Stick.
Wait for you to turn next.
I did.
No, you didn't.
Next.
Warner Brothers is reportedly now allowing filmmakers of Coyote vs. Acme to shop the movie around after Backlash. So following its shelved footsteps of Batgirl and Scoob Holiday Haunt last year, the studios decided to put another film, Coyote vs. Acme, which starred John Cena, on. Basically, they were going to shelve this film again. It's a live-action animated following Wild E. Coyote, who, after Acme produced products fail him one or too many times, decides to hire a billboard lawyer to sue the Acme Corporation. However...
What? Hang on. So this is a courtroom drama about Wild E. Coyote?
Yes.
And we're not bringing it out?
However, after filmmakers rebelled, the studio now allowed director David Green to shop his live-action animation hybrid movie to other potential buyers instead of shelving it for tax write-offs. But obviously people are extremely pissed off with Warner Brothers because, again, this is the third time they tried to do this.
Keep doing it now, don't they? Yeah.
On completed films.
Batgirl was finished, wasn't it?
Batgirl had some post-production CGI and stuff to do, but the actual filming of the actors was all done. Scoob is a complete film. It is complete. There's nothing left to do on it.
I'm alright not seeing that, though. I'm alright with that.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. People worked on it.
Yeah, there are fans. There are fans.
And they just shelved it for tax reasons. People spent their time making this film, and then
Warner Brothers tried to release. Yeah.
Nah, we'll just get a tax cut on it.
How much do you reckon the rights to distribute that would be and promote it? Because we could launch Emmy Films. We could launch the Wile E. Coyote versus Kramer or whatever it's called.
Coyote versus
We could
Acme.
do it. Yeah, we could do it. It'd be great. Could be our first film feature. It's already done. We'll just distribute it. Patrons, Vote with your wallets.
They're not even putting it on HBO Max, though. I don't get this. Like,
It's free to put on.
if you're not going to put it in the cinemas, just put it on your fucking streaming channel.
Because
the whole point of it is.
Because I think if they're trying to write it off for tax purposes, they can't. Like,
They can't distribute
if they put it onto HBO Max, that counts as them just distributing it. So that
Yeah,
means
they
it's
have
a
to pay
product
tax on
they
it
have to
then.
pay the tax on.
Yeah.
Do you want to know why it's probably being touted around than the others haven't? Because James Gunn worked on it as an executive producer of it as well.
He's got power. He's got power, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, he's head of DC Studios there, so
Yeah. So he's like, I'm not doing this unless you bring out Wile E. Coyote. Do it.
I think
I'm
probably
up,
more.
up for that.
I think probably more. He's just been around to someone's office and stood on their neck and say, "Fucking do it."
Yeah. Also, I'll get Dave
John
Bautista
Cena
to come and get you. He's mates with Dave Bautista. Never forget that. Never
but
forget that.
he's mates with Cena, and Cena's in the film.
Exactly. Could have them both. Don't want them two standing on your neck.
Speaking of John Cena, Roku announces that it's greenlit a celebrity talk series, What Drives You, hosted by John Cena. Cena's first ever talk show and is one of the executive producers for it too. The 8-episode series is fueled by Cena's passion for cars, conversation, and entertainment.
All right then.
I think he's a very charismatic man, and I would watch him.
Of course he is. You don't get as
I think he's,
big in the
I think he's-
WWE if you are, do you?
Some do, mate. You know that. I do
not
think
much.
he is one of the most charismatic wrestlers we've had. Like, he's up there with The Rock and stuff, isn't he?
Yeah. In each
Ric
episode,
Flair.
he'll hitch a ride with a new guest for an in-depth interview and curiosity-fueled excursion as they discuss a wide variety of both laugh out loud and deeply personal topics.
I'm up for it. Bring it on. Imagine if John Cena's program becomes bigger than Top Gear.
As long as he doesn't, I don't want it to come across as fake, because John Cena can come across quite fake every now and again.
He can ham it up, can't he?
It also just sounds a bit like comedians in cars getting coffee.
Oh, yeah. Which was good. That was Letterman, wasn't it?
No, Seinfeld.
No, that
as
was
long as it's
Seinfeld.
not,
That was Seinfeld, that one, wasn't it?
Carpool karaoke.
Yeah, as long as it's not that one.
I was thinking
I've
it
never
too.
watched that. I've never watched
Do you
that.
want to know the worst thing about that? Is that he doesn't drive, yet he acts
Yeah, Gadget
like
told
he
me
does.
once. He showed
Yeah,
me a
it's on-
picture where it's on a
He
truck.
looks like he's there doing all the signals, moving the steering wheel and everything.
singing cats.
But he's pulled by a truck in front of him.
Yeah. It's probably an insurance thing.
So weird.
Yeah, but
That's
it's just
such a weird premise for a show. Who the fuck would want to watch him singing? Fuck is wrong with people?
Do you remember when when they were promoting? I think was it Cats, and they just did like a flash mob at a
No,
traffic
it was
signal
it was that weird Cinderella musical. That
into the woods.
No,
No.
he was basically jumping around as a mouse. It was like a mouse onesie on the traffic
In the middle of the
stops.
street.
Yeah.
What's he doing now? That guy. What's his name? Corden. What's he
Nothing,
doing?
nothing at the minute because the Late Show finished. He's been replaced
Yeah,
Good.
he's finished his
by a
talk show
woman.
stint.
What? Not my late show. Fucking shite. All of it shite. Hollywood shite. Next.
Taika Waititi says his Star Wars movie is going to piss people off. It will be
What, like his last Thor movie?
dramatic pause, a Taika Waititi film.
I mean, we got plenty pissed off with Thor: Love and Thunder, so let's see where he takes it.
But his hit and miss ratio is
Getting
a lot
worse.
more. No, but his hits are
better.
worse than his miss.
Yeah. He's only got a few misses out of his repertoire.
I mean,
One.
I'm
One, I'd say.
open-minded to it.
One bad film out of all these
Yeah.
films. It's fine.
Yes. Pretty
And
good.
He's already said he's not going to be involved in Thor 5. I just don't think his heart was in Thor 4 at all. I just don't think
No.
he cared that much.
Nah, he did it for the
No,
money.
I don't think. Well, again, pays for houses, doesn't it? People have got mortgages.
But his episodes of The Mandalorian were actually really good.
And don't forget, he still produces What We Do in the Shadows, which is, in my opinion, pumping on all cylinders. Firing on all cylinders. It's really good.
Still need to watch that
Speaking
new series.
of The Mandalorian, Pedro Pascal
the
will
way.
not be returning to film Mandalorian Season 4. News comes amidst the recent conclusion of the SAG-AFTRA strike, which has significant impact on the production schedules of several Star Wars projects.
So he's not going to be in it.
no,
He is going to voice Mando.
He
but he's not
did
going
that.
to
He
be
did
dead.
half of that last season, didn't he? He did
was gonna say
most
that's-
like ADR, didn't he?
Yeah. It's pretty
Like,
much what they're
because
going to do.
the dialogue in Mandalorian was always dubbed because you can't get a microphone.
Because you
into the
can't hear
helmet.
anyone in a mask.
Yeah. So, but for season 3, he was only there for half the time because he was filming Last of Us at the same time.
He doesn't need to be there though. He never takes his fucking helmet off.
No.
Now, he did in season 1. And
Season
then
1, yeah.
But then it's like, you're not allowed to do it anymore.
Yeah, because he went in the waters and stuff, didn't he?
But
Cleansed
technically,
himself.
spoilers, you can.
Yeah. Yeah. It was good last season. I liked it.
Yeah. Speaking of Pedro Pascal,
Always.
reportedly in talks to play Reed Richards in Fantastic Four.
What? What? What, Daddy? What?
I
What?
don't think this is good casting.
I don't.
But he's playing Moon Knight.
No, he's not. That's
Oh
Oscar
no, that's
Isaac's.
thingy, innit? That's
Oscar
Oscar Isaac. Shit, Pedro.
I really like Pedro Pascal. I just don't think he's.
No, he could, man. He'd be good. He'd be good.
He's 48. By the time we get to like the end of
Reed
his...
Richards is old,
No, he's not. Reed Richards.
middle-aged.
but They need to get someone between 35 and 40.
No, we can have an older Fantastic Four.
Fantastic 40.
We don't want Jamie Bell turning back
The
up,
only,
do we?
the only thing that I could see, it was actually Miles Teller.
Was it?
Yeah, Jamie Bell was.
No, Jamie Bell was the thing, wasn't
Ben
it?
Grimm,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. We don't want all these people turning up.
The only thing I could see that'd be good about it is because he's a bit older, he's got more of that father and authority figure in him.
You've got to remember, Reed
So-
Richards has got grey hair.
He could. I think that's one of the problems with the MCU at the moment is there isn't a leader.
No.
Because
Well,
there's no Tony Stark, there's
so
no
Captain
Steve,
America,
yeah, Captain America,
like-
yeah.
Like the leaders have seemed to have gone. Like Doctor Strange is kind of like that, but I
And
just
Nick
don't-
Fury is whatever the fuck he is lately after that last show we were in.
Yeah, so I can see why they may have gone with an older one. I don't know. I just don't see it.
Smartest man in the universe could be Pedro Pascal. Could be.
I
He's fantastic.
ultimately, if they cast him, that's going to be bums on seats.
He's great looking. He's great looking.
But but also given the way Hollywood does things, watch him get paired with a 27-year-old Sue Storm.
Yeah.
Not Jessica Alba. She's back, but she's not 27 anymore. She'd be able to do it now, wouldn't she? As an older Sue Storm.
So the person who's been touted as Johnny Storm is the lad from Stranger Things season 4. I forgot his name.
The guy with the mullet.
Yes,
He'd be perfect.
the rocker. What's he?
Yeah.
Eddie
James
Munson.
something?
Eddie Munson. Yeah,
Yeah.
the guy who plays
Yeah.
Eddie.
He'd be perfect.
I
He'd
cannot
be
remember
perfect.
his name.
He's got that
sorry.
energy. He's got that kind. He's an English guy, isn't he?
Joseph Quinn. That's it.
Yeah, he'd be perfect. He's got the energy for it. You need that high, woo, totally awesome, Human Torch, baby. You need all that. But who's going to play Ben Grimm?
CGI.
It's always a tricky one. Michael Chiklis, I'm telling you right now, get him back.
He was inspired in the original 2 films.
He was great.
Casting in those films wasn't an issue.
No.
When he sticks his tongue out and it's made of rocks, my tongue's made of rocks.
He successfully delivered the best form of "it's clobbering time" I'd heard in a long time.
Absolutely. Get him back. Get him back.
It's
Ring
very
him
good.
up.
He could voice a CGI Ben
Of course
Grimm.
he could. It was fantastic. People write that film off. The second one,
Second one needs writing off because Galactus
First
is a
one's
cloud.
fine.
See, this
First
is
one
the
is
other
fine.
the other rumor floating around that Galactus will be the bad guy, which I do not like. Just why jump straight to Galactus?
Straight to that.
Like,
What a waste.
and if they wasted Galactus, like if they do the film and it's Galactus and they manage to stop him advancing but don't kill him or stop him,
Yeah.
fine.
Don't forget,
You
Stig. There is a Celestial hanging out of Antarctica.
We'll never speak of that again.
We wasted the Celestials on a film that nobody liked.
I heard rumors that will be the big fighting point for Captain America and
Yeah, makes sense.
the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Because people are fighting
Arguing over resources.
resources and the minerals and the shit that comes off that. Yeah.
So 10 films later, we will acknowledge that the Earth is on a different axis.
See, well, this is the problem, right? This is what I was listening to Empire
Welcome to
podcast
Marvel
this
time.
week, and they said one of the biggest problems is that nothing's been kept in people's minds. We're just going from one film to the next film to the next film, whereas in Phase 3 between Age of Ultron and Infinity War,
all linked.
Characters all kind of cropped up, even if it was small parts. Even Doctor Strange had a small bit in Ragnarok to remind you here's Doctor Strange. Everything was kind of linked. Things were kept at the forefront. Like you were reminded this is going on, even if it wasn't the main story.
Yeah.
None of that's really happening with the MCU right now, and it just feels so disjointed. Shang-Chi, like, there isn't even a Shang-Chi 2 announced. Where's he coming up? The end credits for that film was...
Shang-Chi 2 has been announced.
It has.
Yeah,
I'm sure it has.
but there isn't actually a release date or anything. There's nothing like...
Yeah, just it's coming
because
out.
Destin Daniel Cretton, he's left the direction of the Kang Dynasty to focus on Shang-Chi 2.
Yeah.
But when is Shang-Chi 2? Like, is it going to... Like, the end of that film leaves you with this link up with Bruce Banner and Captain Marvel and all these other things going on, and you're like, shrugged.
Could it
Like,
be that possibly the people at Marvel have no idea what they're doing with it?
Yes.
They don't. Next year, there's not even a Marvel film out. They've literally pushed everything back, apart from Deadpool 3, which I don't even think is going to be...
That'll just be jokingly in the MCU, won't it?
Yeah. I can see Deadpool 3 being its own film, and then right at the end, he'll just teleport into the MCU.
Yeah.
Like
Venom.
It won't even be... Yeah, exactly, like Venom did, yeah. But yeah,
exactly what it'll be.
Yeah,
it's a shame. But yeah, that was the Marvel chat. Over.
Yeah.
Next. We could go all day, Stig.
Yeah, we could do. BioShock movie director promises Netflix live-action adaptation will have some new twists, which will surprise fans.
Oh no, that makes me worried.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's exactly what I
We don't
thought
need
when
any
I
new
saw
ones.
that.
It's fine.
No twists.
Apart from the one that's in there.
No, there is
Yeah.
no twist.
Yeah.
Shh, there is no twist in that. Wink, wink. He said it's good. He tells us about how development is going in the upcoming BioShock film. I have a really good script. I mean, you've got the fucking
The game. Oh, the book
The game
as
has
well.
enough lore just to do that. Just
if
to
it
do
gets
that.
the atmosphere right and the way it looks, that's one really important
But we could do
aspect.
you could have a really good action romp, like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea style thing. You know what I mean? Like Quartermain style. You know what I mean? That kind of old classic steampunk fucking.
I know, but here's the problem. He says it's known for its twists and turns. Lawrence also promises that he's going to keep things fresh for die-hard fans of the original. Now, I'd argue that the one thing that made The Last of Us so successful was, bar that episode 3, everything was pretty much as it was.
Yeah.
And people liked it for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It told the same story effectively in a different medium.
Yeah, fans tend to not like it when you go off script and produce something because you think, oh, this will work well, and then it doesn't. And then they miss out all the good stuff.
I agree. It's a tough one, isn't it? What to do? What do you? You know, I wouldn't. I would.
Don't adapt
I would
video
not
games?
want that job.
Don't adapt video games?
You mean do original ideas?
Original ideas? Especially considering this BioShock movie has been touted since fucking 2008. Like, it was originally, what the fuck was his name? Gore Verbinski was doing it at first.
Gore Verbinski, yeah. I remember this film being announced before I'd even... I think wasn't the third one out by that time?
No, I'm saying it got announced originally announced the year after the first game came out.
Oh, the first get really?
Oh yeah, it was because it was such a massive hit, and you know what 2K are like? They don't want to waste any time remonetizing something.
No, of course not.
So it was
wow.
Gore Verbinski took it on, but then
that would have been surreal.
I think he ended up dropping out of it because he decided to carry on making Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Pirates, yeah.
And then it's been through like 3 or 4 other directors and writers over the years.
It was a Netflix series at one point as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, they've made it now to a movie.
Who directed Waterworld?
Kevin Costner, wasn't it? His passion project.
So the writer of
Give it
this,
to him.
the writer of this is the person who wrote Blade Runner 2049.
Okay, I'm
That's all right.
slightly encouraged.
That's a good thing. Great.
The director is the guy
Uwe
who...
Boll.
directed the Hunger Games films, I Am Legend, Constantine.
So he's got an eye for spectacle, if not pacing.
Yeah, so
I don't know.
we
Constantine
shall see. Yeah, but it doesn't look bad.
No, it does not look bad. It does not look bad at all.
Like I said, that's one challenge of this film. You've got to make it look good.
I'd give it to Ridley Scott, me.
Speaking of Ridley Scott,
There you go!
Ridley Scott on historians having criticism about Napoleon.
Oh, God.
When I have issues with historians, I ask, "Excuse me, mate, were you there? No? Well, shut the fuck up then."
Yeah, I love this. Angry old man telling everyone to shut the fuck up.
The last
He's been angry
5
for a
years,
long time.
he has not given a fuck. Anyone has any
hates
problems,
critics.
he just says, "Fuck off."
No, he doesn't just hate critics, he hates people.
Apparently it's a good film, though.
Yeah, I've heard
It's-
good things.
It has started to drop the more people
Has
start
it?
to watch it, yeah.
It did start with some glowing reviews, didn't it?
Yeah.
And I love Napoleon. I love that time in French history. It's not
I'll
that
watch
long
it.
ago when you
I'll
think
watch
about
it, but I don't think I'm going to go to the cinema to see it.
It's gone down to 66% on the tomato meter.
Yeah.
He originally wanted it as 4 hours, didn't he? He's had to cut it to 2.5.
Yeah, it's 2 hours 38.
So that means he will release a 4-hour cut in a few years' time. On
Just
4
watch
Blu-ray
the 1927 film. That's like 6 hours long and silent.
Yeah. Dialogue. Great dialogue.
5.5 hours long, that film is. Meant to be really good, actually. But yeah,
Bigger went to cinema to see that
he's
when it came out.
yeah, I don't know. He's just annoying these days, isn't he?
Yeah. Next.
Onto music. Sunflower from Into the Spider-Verse has become the 4th track to ever reach 3 billion streams on Spotify.
Which is that song? Sing it to me. Give me a song. Give me some lyrics.
Post Malone track off Sunflower.
Sing it.
Off Spider-Verse.
What does
No.
it sound like? Come on, you can do it. You can do. You
I'm
want
not
to
doing
do
it.
it.
I've already sung tonight. You only get me once.
Oh, it's on the tip of your tongue. I saw it.
It's a good track. I like it.
Maybe Gadget will put it at the end of this episode, and I will listen to it.
Probably not. It's Post Malone. I don't like Post Malone.
Yeah, but that's a
don't
good
know
song.
Really, what Post Malone is?
I
know
like
it's that guy with the
Pre-Malone
tattoo
myself.
face, isn't he?
Yeah,
Tattoo
it's
face
more
boy.
of a.
The card collector.
It's more of a. It's not a ballad, but it's not like a rapper or anything heavy. It's quite fits with the Spider-Verse film.
It's
really
not as
well.
good as Chad Kroger's Hero, is it?
Nothing is.
No, nothing is.
That I will put at the end of this episode.
I'm so high. I'll sing that one.
I was being sarcastic.
Someone edited that into the end of No Way Home, and it works really
It does,
well.
yeah.
Does it? When he's swinging at the end.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Wait
Chad,
for
you've done it
a
again.
hero to save us. Not gonna stand here.
The most defiant man in rock history is Chad Kroger.
with the worst hair.
He's defiant with the worst hair.
Onto sports. Kurt Angle has revealed that a movie about his life story is being made, and will probably start filming next year.
Bang into that.
Yep. That man has been through a lot, so if it's warts and all, it could be a really good film.
Yeah.
I hope it is. He's very open about his issues and his drug and alcohol abuse and addiction, and if it's, like
he's done a lot, though. He's a very accomplished
Well, he
athlete.
won
as
an
well, isn't he?
Olympic gold medal.
Olympics, yeah.
With a broken freaking neck.
Wasn't it like a Greco wrestling or something then? Something like that.
So
isn't
it's but he broke
real
his neck.
wrestling, as they call it.
Yeah, it is real wrestling. He broke his neck and basically just said, like, shoot me up with painkillers to get me through.
Yeah.
And he
gold.
did, and won the gold medal. And then obviously he had his stint with WWE and then kind of
I
left
like
there
him.
when he was having issues with substance abuse. Then he went to TNA for a bit, where he kind of was in and out of abuse and the system and whatnot, and then he's got himself clean.
Good. I'll watch that. I always liked Kurt Angle. He was never my favourite, but I always liked him.
Oh, he's so good.
Cool. Next.
That's it. So, the one to the Weird World Web. Biggie did put one in here about Nestle axing Caramax after 64 years. I wasn't that
Fine
bothered
with that.
about that. Yeah, whatever. Anyone a Caramac fan?
I was when I was a
Not really.
kid, but I'd one a
I'm
couple
not
of years
not
ago.
a fan.
I just find them really sickly.
Yeah,
I
I
haven't even
Yeah,
seen
I-
one in ages.
I think that's why Caramax was so thin, because you couldn't eat a thick one.
Yeah, no.
I used to really like them as a kid, but then I had one a couple of years ago, and I think my tongue is entirely changed. 'Cause It was
Yeah.
like, yep, 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 yep.
It's literally just sugar the bar, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just got weird.
It's got like a condensed milk taste to it, doesn't it?
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
also
Condensed
the
milk,
feel of-
powdery
the-
milk.
The feel of it as well. It's a bit like claggy. I was
Look,
never
when
into
they've
them.
destroyed my dark bounties, anything can fuck off.
Now
Best
that
news of
is
the
a
week.
story. Fuck off you. That is a story talking about how dare you? How dare you?
How dare
Get rid of
you?
dark bounties.
Oh, they were my favourites.
They're so
There's still
good.
there's still some on Amazon, but the price hiked them.
Oh no.
They're only going to last for a year.
I tried to buy a box of 24 from this website, and all of a sudden they just took the ability to buy them off the website. I was like, oh, I wonder why. I haven't checked now, but I reckon the price has probably shot up.
Thinking the last ones that have been produced now, they're going to perish within the year, and it's going to be so sad. You're never going to see them again.
I hope that Aldi and Lidl do
Bring their own out.
bring that, because they've got their own rip-off
They could
bounties.
call it a booty bar.
Well, they do their own rip-off bounties, but I
I
hope
know
they do,
they
like,
do.
I hope they do the dark ones.
Ooh,
Oh,
fuck it.
I'll be all over that.
Fucking hell, Bounty Dark Duo, pack of
Yeah.
24 of them on Amazon, £32.
This is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
they shot 'em. They were £14 before the announcement.
Yeah, they were like a tenner to 15 quid.
Whereas conversely, Bounty Milk Duo,
Yep.
24
Normal
bars,
ones.
£7.80 with
There you go.
with a £4 delivery.
Someone told that I was watching a guy on TikTok saying if you really miss the dark bounties, just get an old bounty, nibble the chocolate off, and put a Bourneville on top. I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to have to do it.
I might ask Santa to get me a box of bounties.
Yes, mate, I'm coming over for a bounty party. We can have pina coladas and stuff, and just it's going to be amazing. And drink Lilt. It's going to be totally
Lilt.
tropical.
Not Fanta tropical. Lilt.
Also, when you search for Dark Bounty on Amazon, you get Mummy Porn.
Oh, dear. Yeah.
An audiobook called Their Bounty for Mercenaries, and it's got like a naked kind of Geralty looking guy on the front of it, then some topless army.
Kind
lads
of looks
behind.
interested.
You put a link
Send
in
me the
chat.
link later.
Actual Weird World Web. Weird World
I
Web.
can't say it.
Weird World Wide Web.
www.
Plane is forced to return to airport after horse escapes on board.
What? I've had it with these motherfucking horses on this
Horses.
motherfucking plane.
A plane was forced to return to an airport shortly after taking off when a horse got loose on board. Around half an hour after leaving New York City on its way to Belgium, the Boeing 747 cargo plane contacted air traffic control to inform them of the escaped
There's a
animal.
horse loose!
Yes, sir, we are a cargo plane, a pilot can be heard saying in an air traffic control recording. We have a live animal, a horse, on board the aeroplane, and the horse has managed to escape its stall.
And he's killing everyone.
We don't have a problem as of flighting wise, but we need to return to New York City because we cannot get the horse back secure.
It's
Horse was
eaten
having none of it.
everything.
Horse was having
so
none of
funny.
it. In-flight meal, just it was the wrong kind of hay.
Yeah.
What if the horse was just sat there reading a paper with some glasses on, like, I haven't done anything wrong.
Got a little sleeping mask on.
Yeah. Just
The
leave me
worst
alone.
thing here as well is they're saying that they had to dump 20 tons of fuel to ensure that the aircraft was not above the safety weight for landing.
For landing, yeah. Fucking horses, man. They are terrible people.
Yeah.
You can't trust a horse.
Horse would just as soon kill you as let you ride it.
This is why Geordies are our protection against them. They'll always be our saviours.
Yeah.
Breaking them down one by one.
Upon landing, a control tower worker asked the pilot if they required assistance. On the ground, negative. On the ramp, yes, he replied. We have a horse in ... difficulty.
I can't wait for Hollywood film horse on a plane. Samuel L. Jackson. He's like,
Cocaine horse.
cocaine horse. No, that is worse than a cocaine bear. That's got to be worse.
Cocaine horse on a plane. That's it. There you go. Mixing all the genres together.
You heard it here first.
I'd watch
Excellent. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Fantastically. You did the news with aplomb. Well done. Proud of you. Pat
Thanks,
on the
Dad.
back. It's all right. So let's get on with the next. I'll start because I've done a bit. I've been playing Remnant 2, The Awakened King. However, one of our kindly listeners has reviewed it a lot better than I have, so I'm going to save it for that in the
Fair enough.
feedback. He's done it a lot better than I have. So there's absolutely no point in me going into. Listen to the feedback later for a better review of The Awakened King. It's really good. I'm really enjoying it. Play Remnant 2, idiots. Play it. However, it's music time.
Ooh.
I've been to a gig this week.
Oh,
Gig.
I thought you were gonna review Andre 3000's album.
No, it's fucking horrible.
It's like Andre
review.
3000's coming back with a new album. I was like, oh, and it's like,
Yeah,
it's,
no. Love
it's
Outcast.
a jazz flute album.
Odyssey.
Oh God.
Yeah, there's a 17-minute song of flute solos.
It's like
And it's not a flute like a little ocarina or a nice Irish flute or all like that. It's a big, like, cock flute. It's awful. It's awful. That man
the fucking
needs
track,
help.
the track titles are incredible. Track 1 is called I Swear I Really Wanted to Make a Rap Album, but this is literally the way the wind blew me this time.
Yeah, and every song's got a really horrible name.
Track 3 is That Night in Hawaii When I Turned Into a Panther and Started Making These Low Register Purring Tones That I Couldn't Control. Shit was wild.
I mean,
He
we've all
needs
done
help.
that.
This is his call for... I'm not reviewing Andre 3000's flute album. I'm reviewing another album.
I've just looked
so-
at this. Sorry to interrupt. I've just seen the fucking cock flute.
You've seen
My
his flute?
God.
It's awful,
Jesus
isn't it?
Christ. I've never seen a flute like it.
He sounds horrible as well. It's not even a nice sounding instrument.
Oh my God. I'm
Bagpipes
flabbergasted.
sound better than that.
Sorry, continue.
Ugh, awful, awful. Andre, stop it! Someone slap him. Anyway, yes, I went to a gig this week. And do you know when you go to those local music venues and you sometimes discover a really fucking a fine act that really like blows you away, and you only usually get them in those really like them smaller venues where you can almost smell the band.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I like. And it was a band called TV Face. You've probably not heard of them. They're not huge. I mean, they have been featured on radio a few times. They do have Spotify and stuff, and they've just dropped the new album. Now, I'll read what Louder Than War reviewed them, explained them. So that's an outlet, by the way. They put TV Face's new album. It's just absolutely fantastic. It's music that smashes against walls and floors and ceilings and changes shape on each ecstatic, erratic, elastic bounce, an explosive, serrated slice of jagged, schizoid noise pop. So, the best way I can describe this... Remember when Block Party used to be good?
Yeah.
It's like that again.
Oh.
But it's a bit more prog Block Party. Like, it's very... like, to me, it's like it oozes like musical energy, and they've got like a deliciously left-wing edge with the lyrics, and I love a bit of that. Like, fuck the Tories all the way through it. Sorry about that, Stig. Politics, I know. But that's what they said. I didn't say it. Paraphrasing. And again, like a mix between Block Party, and it's like this new wave of like post-punk aggression. A lot of bands are doing it now. A lot of bands like shouting lyrics, you know what I mean? You see it a lot lately.
It's got a vibe of Baroness about it. Like that. It's kind of like that kind of stonery doom rock sound, but just amped up a little bit.
Yeah, and it's
I've
they're a
literally
trio.
just listened to a clip of Black Bag. So
Yeah, so good. And their new album is it's absolutely. It's called Tide of Men, by the way, and it's proper hard, and it's 10 songs, and it's a half-hour album, and it just fucking punches you all the way through, and then you look into the lyrics and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. It's really, and I love this like indie punk stuff. I really do. It's like aggressive indie, isn't it? It's hard to describe, but again, quite politically charged, and they're from Lancaster, which nobody's perfect, but it's they're just and I got to see them. A gig cost me $5. Points for that. Love a £5 gig.
Yeah.
Love that. Big fans of that. And I don't know. It's just they'd be really good on like a second stage Leeds Fest. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Mid-afternoon, everyone's had a few Strongbow Dark Fruits, and it's like, that's fucking riot. I just really think we're at a time now, politically and in his own minds, that it's nice to get some aggression out musically that's not just deathcore. Because it's not that. It's not a metal band. They are not a metal band or anything like that. And I don't know, there's an edge to them, and I really like it. And I want people to get into it. They're called TV Face, as in television face, TV Face. They are fucking extraordinary, and I've been obsessed with this album all week. And it's not even in my comfort zone of music and genre, but I
was going to say, it's a bit
fucking adore them.
It's a bit simple for your style of music. You usually
Yeah,
get a
I
lot
know,
more
mate.
complex.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just hitting me when I need it to be hit. You know, when you're angry at the current climate in this country, and you put this on, you go, "Yes, I'm not alone." It's just really good. If you're into really strange guitar riffs,
Yes.
really proggy solos,
Yes.
and you should have seen his guitar. I don't know what it was, Gadget. It looked like a fucking Frankencaster. I don't know what it was. It was just a beautiful thing.
Let's have a look for some pictures.
It was absolutely stunning.
Oh,
It looked
he's
like a mix.
he's using a fucking Fender Jaguar.
Oh, is that what it is? It looked all wild and stuff, and he had more pedals than you've got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just, it was so good, and the bassist, she's just there having a blast, and drummers having a really good time. It's just three of them. I think they're fantastic, and I want everyone else to start getting obsessed with them because they need to be bigger. They could proper destroy a festival circuit if they wanted to, and I just absolutely love them. It's good to be into something a little bit different for me, like branching out. Next week, Taylor Swift. But yeah, that's my. I would have spoke more about Remnant too, but someone better than me did that, and he's going to be the new host next week as well. I'm joking, he's not. I'm a great host. Gadget, what you been up to?
I've got 3 very brief ones for you. So first off, last night I started Lies of P while I was in a drunken state. And
Yes.
so
It's not a porno, guys. It's not a porno.
It's not a porno. It is a Souls-like action role-playing video game developed by a Korean studio called NeoWiz. Which you play a dark gothic version of Pinocchio. Fucking shit up.
Nice.
Punk talked about it a couple of weeks ago when he was on, so I don't have much more to add to it, but I remember playing it when the demo came out earlier this year, and I didn't click with
I've had a
it.
demo.
I didn't click with it because I didn't like the way the character moved, and it did a lot
It's
of
a
stuff
puppet.
well.
It's not his fault.
It's a puppet.
Brian Connolly reference.
Brian Connolly reference. We're up to date here, lads.
Jesus Christ. Planty will be rubbing his fucking legs now going, yes, Brian Connolly. Be buzzing.
They've made some changes to it since the demo coming out. It's clicked with us this time.
Ooh, nice.
So, Oodles, this is how I'm going to describe it to you.
Well, this is the thing, before you go on, I was waiting for you to play this before I buy it.
Okay.
'Cause you know what I'd like.
It is the red-headed bastard stepchild of Bloodborne and Sekiro.
Oh, talk more, Daddy.
So it's got that Bloodborne gothic architecture, and everything's at night, and everything's really fucking dark and kind of creepy. The combat is fast, but it's not as fast as Bloodborne.
No, nothing is.
No, but you don't have a gun, you don't have a shield. There is a huge focus on perfect parries, because when you get a boss down to a certain level of health, the health bar starts glowing, and that allows you to do a visceral. But you have to land a charged hit to land the visceral, so it doesn't stun them.
Mm-hmm.
But the best way that you can get into that position is perfect parry them, which that does stagger them, and that's how when you get in for the visceral attack.
Okay. Big chunk of health gone.
Yeah. Also, there is kind of the trick weapon thing in that you can you have kind of some special moves that you can put out, but also all your weapons are ultimately customizable because they come in 2 parts. They come in blade and handle, so you can swap like a handle which has some stats with a different blade and vice versa. So you get like kind of infinite customization with your weapons. In fact, the only thing that it's missing that I keep expecting when I'm fighting enemies is those barks of "It's all your fault."
Stay away.
Yeah, doesn't have any of the Bloodborne voice lines, which is a shame. But
So
it's no.
is
it's
it based on the fairy tale? I know Punk
No.
mentioned stuff like that, didn't he?
No, it's loosely based on the original novel, The Adventures of Pinocchio by
Oh, was it
Carlo
Italian?
Collodi. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean that book's from like the 1700s
Yeah.
or something. No,
It's like Renaissance, isn't it?
no, 1883 that came out. So yeah, so
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
not-
slightly Victorian style, but
Yeah.
but yeah, you have Gemini Cricket with you. You have a kind of fairy godmother.
Is there a whale called Monstro in it?
I haven't got that far yet, but Geppetto is in
But
there.
there probably will be.
Currently,
Do you smoke cigars and turn into a donkey?
Yeah, they've got to.
there is a donkey mask in the game to wear.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
But the title Lies of P also comes the fact that there is a kind of almost karma system which kind of feeds to, I assume feeds towards the ending of the game. Basically, again, remember in Bloodborne Noodles, you would find those people behind the windows and they would give you like a task to do or something like that.
Oh, yeah, you tell them where to go and stuff like that.
Yeah, or they'll like give you hints as to what's going on. Well, these ones, like people are asking you something and you have the option to lie or tell the truth.
Does his nose get bigger?
It's not that his nose gets bigger, but the more he lies, the more human he becomes. Because puppets can't
That's a
lie.
good thing.
But that has effects on the gameplay. So, and I'm not going to tell you what they are because I haven't really encountered them
don't.
properly. But yeah, the only thing I don't like about it is that they still have the weapon degradation system is really quick. You have a grinder on your kind of robot arm, and you can like regrind your sword. But like in
Is that free to do?
it's free to do constant, but it means you
Time consuming in battle.
time consuming and you slow walk when you do it. So like some of the larger bosses that I've fought, like the really big lads that need a lot of killing, I've had to like redo my weapon in the middle of the fight.
That's why Elden Ring's so good, because
It gets
no
a bit
weapon
hairy.
degradation. So fucking good for that.
But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Oodles, you'll really enjoy Liza P.
I seen it at 40 quid.
It'd be worth it. Apparently it's quite long as well. Apparently it's longer than Bloodborne.
Well, it's my 29th birthday in 2 days, so I might buy it myself.
Buy it
Smiling
yourself?
like that candy, for fuck's sake. I might buy it myself.
It's the knowing smile.
29 again.
So yeah, I'm glad it's now clicked with me. I'm going to play more, and I'll give a more detailed review when I've beaten it.
A few people in our community have been saying it's good, haven't they?
Yeah,
And Punk liked it, didn't he?
yeah, Punk really liked it.
Didn't he say he angrily finished the game because of one of the bosses or something? Aggressively finished it.
I think he
Aggressively
said-
completed it.
Yeah, he said he basically worked out that the last hour kind of let the game down for him. But
To be fair, mate, some From Software last hours let the side down.
yeah, I think the criticism of the last hour is that you basically get a boss rush of really tough bosses, like unnecessarily tough bosses.
Remember the last hour of Elden Ring, Gadget? Oh,
Ah,
that
yeah.
time we shared together.
Last boss was shite. Moving on. Again, one that's already been discussed on here, so I'll just want to go over it briefly. I've been finally watching The Bear on Disney Plus.
It's great.
It's so fucking good.
It is.
So it's a comedy drama series created by Christopher Storer, based around a young chef whose brother commits suicide, and in his will leaves him his failing restaurant called Beef of Chicagoland. And he is a Michelin-starred chef, and he has to then try and drag the place into some form of respectability, piecing together all of his kind of dead brother's issues and the debts and where the money's gone and all the failings of the place, and trying to bring it up to some level of functioning restaurant.
And he's a cocky little shit.
And he's a cocky little chef because he's a Michelin-starred chef.
Exactly,
Um,
as you would be.
Yeah, starring the main character is played by Jeremy Allen White, who I think was originally in Shameless, the US version of Shameless.
He's getting big. This is really
Oh yeah,
getting him going there. He's going to be big.
it is possibly one of the most uncomfortable shows I've ever watched. It is so tense throughout. Jeremy Allen White is incredible as Carmen Berzotto, which is a weird name, but Carmi is referred to as. He plays stressed out unbelievably well.
Mm-hmm.
He struggles with his own issues, then struggling with the grief of his brother, and then dealing with this restaurant that he never really wanted, but can't understand how it's running and all that kind of thing. There is a scene Actually, the 7th episode of the series is all done in real time, and it is one of the tensest, most uncomfortable and awkward episodes of anything I've ever watched.
It's so good.
Like people say, like, "Oh, Boiling Point is bad to watch." No, this is fucking worse than Boiling Point.
And that's just one film, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But then in the last episode of season 1, there is this incredible sequence. I'm not going to spoil what it's about, but it's basically Carmi giving a monologue to camera, and it's quite long for a monologue. It's like a good 4 or 5 minutes, and it's incredible. There's no kind of music. There's no extra sound effects. The camera is very close in on his face, and it's one of the most powerful performances I've ever seen in a TV show. I would really, really amp up people watch this. And I mean, the second season now, things are going slightly better for them. The second season is more about the love of food. There is some glorious food photography in this. Like, I'm getting hungry watching this shit.
Even I got hungry watching it, and I don't eat.
Yeah. It's altogether. It's still stressful, but it's altogether a more positive series. The second season's a lot funnier. I
think it's got a different edge to it. The second season.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But it is absolutely worth watching. I think it's one of the best things that FX have put out in a very long time.
Yeah, it's better than Welcome to Wrexham, which I've really fallen off lately.
I fell off that. I enjoyed the first series of that, but
I did.
But kind of
fallen so off it.
Well, more that when I knew they got up, it's like, yeah, fine. I don't need to watch it now.
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert.
This happened last year.
So yeah, watch The Bear, please do. And the last one is, unfortunately, everybody, We Old, because I watched the documentary that Valve released about the 25th anniversary of Half-Life. Came out in 1998.
Oof.
I think there was a news story about Half-Life, and I just skipped over it. Never mind.
1998 is when my brother was born. And he's a man with children.
So, I mean, anyone who's been gaming
Still
for
got
any
Half-Life
amount
3.
anyone who's been gaming for any amount of time knows what Half-Life is. Legendary first-person shooter that kind of changed the game. Valve put out a documentary to kind of talk about the making of it and talk about its legacy. It's for free on YouTube. It's been an hour long. It's absolutely worth watching. It's obviously Valve themselves have made it, so it's talking them up in the best way possible. But
we are great.
but it does actually go through that, like, for a long time, the game Half-Life wasn't fun. Like, they built a lot of this cool tech and like stuff that games didn't do, like you know, the sound
ambient
events,
storytelling as well.
The ambient storytelling. They'd done all of these like individual tech things, but then when they played the game they made,
there's no game there.
It wasn't fun. It wasn't enjoyable for them to actually play. So then they had to they spent like 2 years doing the tech, and they was like, right, what do we actually do with this? How do we make a game out of this? But they did. They smashed it, and it became a legendary game, and then obviously it made Valve into a legendary company.
It can't be a better documentary than that series that Stig got me into. Hello, Gordon! That can't be better than that. That is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. I forgot what it's called.
Good.
It's so
It's
good.
just Half-Life in VR. I can't remember it, but you'll find it if you just search that.
Yeah.
So good.
And it just goes off
We're going
the
on
rails.
holiday.
It's not better than that, but it's a very good
Nothing's
documentary.
better than that.
I'm very nostalgic, just like listening to the sound effects and looking at the graphics and the animations and stuff. The news story that Stig had there was basically for the 25th anniversary. Like, Half-Life is free on Steam for most of November, and they've updated it to include the original demo, some more extra content, the original Valve logo restored but without the Sierra Studios logo, new multiplayer maps.
Is it the one with that
Steam
guy
Deck
with a
support.
valve on the back of his head?
Yeah, creeped everybody out at the time.
Boom. Yeah. I think Half-Life 1 and 2 are some of the only games I own on Steam.
Everyone owns Half-Life, surely.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure I've got like 2 different versions of Half-Life. Well, Candy, you
No,
can
I
get it
might
on your
fuck
Steam
out
now
mine.
because it's free.
It's
Yeah,
free, isn't it?
it's
Actually,
free.
somebody
There
told
you
me
go.
that.
Yeah.
You've played it, surely, Candy?
Nope. I have not.
Fuck off!
I want to play Alex. I've got a
I
computer
got told
good enough
off for
to now.
not playing Half-Life 2, but I did it,
I will.
and it's great.
Right, I'll do it now.
Yeah,
You play it now. Forget
Not
this
play it.
podcast.
get it out of your Steam library. It's free. So yeah, that's what I've been doing this week. It's been a relatively busy week for me.
Busy week. Candy, what you been doing, apart from downloading Half-Life?
Yeah, hang on a minute. My Steam thing's up.
Fuck's sake.
Well, it's kaiju season in Candyland because I've watched a new series that came out on Apple this week called Monarch. And
Monarch.
Monarch is a series based around the nefarious corporation, should we say, that knows about
The
monsters.
John Goodman Corporation.
Yeah, monsters, kaiju, that kind of thing. Off the bat, I will say it would be very handy to watch every single Godzilla film.
American
and
Godzilla.
American Godzilla. Yeah, no, you don't need to watch all 30 Japanese ones.
42, I think there is.
And yeah, I think so, something like that. And Kong and Kong Skull Island and everything, because it basically ties the two worlds properly together now. It's a direct sequel to both of them. And so far, it's very enjoyable. There's only 2 episodes out, so it's hard to make a decision on just how good it is. But it's set over 2 different times. So it's set over the 1950s. At the moment, it's in the Philippines. And 2015 in San Francisco, which is a year after the Godzilla attack of the 2014 film. We see a female character go to Japan to settle her recently deceased father's affairs, comes to Japan and realizes that her father has another family, somebody roughly the same age as her, who's apparently a half-brother, another wife.
She's called Mothra. My stepsister's a big moth.
I thought you said brother.
No.
And he's obviously got ties to Monarch. During the 50s, we see Wyatt Russell playing Colonel Lee Shaw, who is also played by Kurt Russell in present day.
That's genius.
Little bit of a time whoopsie, I think, because I think Wyatt Russell, at a push, he might be playing somebody who's about 25, and that's in the 1950s. And bring it back to 2015. Kurt Russell is playing somebody that must be about 85, 90. Yeah.
Looks great for his age.
It looks very good for his age. But yeah, lost it a little bit for me there, but I don't think it'll be too
He's got
distracting.
Godzilla blood.
That must be what it is.
There is 35 years between them.
In real life.
So yeah, it's in
weird.
the show they're out by what?
20 years?
About 80 years.
Yeah, about 20 years, yeah.
He just looks great for his age. Come on. Leave him alone.
At the moment, not enough Godzilla for me. We see flashbacks to the Godzilla attack in San Francisco.
Like nearly every Godzilla film, you mean?
Exactly, but we haven't really seen the big lad as is. We have seen various kaiju. Actually, no, if I say that, I'd be spoiling it. We do see one that possibly we've seen in Godzilla King of the Monsters, but I'm not 100% sure if it's that one or not. Yeah, and I'm really enjoying
I know which one you mean.
Could be
I
one
won't
of.
say it just in case.
Yeah,
Does
could
he
be
have
one of.
3 heads?
No,
No.
no.
King of the Monsters had about 5 different pretty monsters, kaijus.
There was a few, weren't there? Yeah.
Yeah, it had.
I couldn't see half of it because it was so dark, that film.
It had Mothra, had King
Ghidorah.
Ghidorah, and Rodan.
Rodan, yeah. And
There might have
in the
been
original 2018 one, it was the Mutos, weren't it?
Yeah, well, that's what they're all referred to, Mutos. So Monarch is basically investigating all these Mutos.
I don't think they named them in that original one, did the Bryan Cranston?
I think they did, because what I've had to do actually is I've started going back and watching them all again.
Oh, finding it, yeah.
Yeah.
I really would have to go back. I kind of don't like the American ones. Never been a massive fan of them. I like them. They're not terrible films.
I mean, Godzilla vs. Kong was pretty terrible.
Kong Skull Island is the only one that I found enjoyable.
Kong Skull Island's good.
But I think, there's hope that the series might tie it all together, and you might go back with it with kind of new eyes and be like,
Things do that though, don't they? Things do that when you,
Yeah, of course. And I think somebody else watched it, didn't they, Stig?
I watched it, yeah. Yeah, we watched it this week. At the moment, I am more invested in the past stuff. That's way more interesting than what's going on in the present. There was a moment but there's some good stuff in the present. There's a moment that shows a flashback to the San Francisco attack, which is actually really quite harrowing. I was like, oh fuck.
He's really big, that Godzilla in that film, isn't he? Like massive.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
bigger
not
than skyscrapers. And
that bothered about the lack of Godzilla yet, because we're only 2 episodes in, and I don't think it's really going to be about Godzilla anyway. It's more about
the company.
Yeah, it's
isn't it?
Monarch,
company
yeah.
and Monarch and what's going on there, and tying all that together. But yeah, it's enjoyable.
Is it on Apple TV?
Apple, yeah.
I've got a free year. I'll start watching it tonight.
I'm telling you right now, and this isn't a spoiler in any way, shape, or form. Her dad is not dead.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Absolutely. 100%.
Is that you guessing?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
It's a guarantee that he's not dead.
No, he's Godzilla.
Godzilla's the dad.
Don't think it works like that.
And he goes, "Hurrah!" and she's like, Dad?
But yeah,
That's his voice.
I said, like I said, there's 2 episodes out, new episode every week. It's just enjoyable TV. It's nothing groundbreaking or amazing. Some of the CGI, some of it's a bit.
It's got to be
Off.
cheaper than a film, hasn't
See,
it?
I didn't find
Yeah,
that. I didn't
but-
find it too off-putting.
I thought that bit
What
right at the
about
beginning.
like Shin Godzilla's eyes? That wasn't.
Oh, that was
off-putting,
fucking well
was it?
distracting. I
No,
love it. though.
The clip of Godzilla you got and some of the other ones were fine. It was more that one right at the beginning looked just a bit off, but I think because it was just a massive. It clearly was just a CGI sound stage.
Okay, I know that. Yeah,
Filled it
okay.
all out. Yeah, that
I'm
was
just
it.
really
like-
I'm really enjoying Candy's Japanese Odyssey. I bet you've been listening to Steel Panther as well, Asian Hooker, haven't you, all fucking week?
No, but I will now.
Tokyo.
I would
Like-
love though, and I don't know where to watch it. Other than Sailing the Seven Seas, I would love to go back and watch all the original series of Godzilla, the Japanese ones.
There is a box set.
You know
of
a
them
guy,
out.
I know, but I can't afford that.
you know a guy that does a podcast. He hosts one. Me that has the box set. If you would like it,
Oh, I would love to. Yes, we'll talk.
you
we'll
will.
talk.
You will have to physically put DVDs into a machine. Are you capable of that without destroying my box set?
DVD. I remember
Yeah,
those.
exactly.
I remember those.
Duved.
But I have got them. It doesn't come with the Shin Godzillas. Don't come with them.
Oh, there's another Shin Godzilla coming out, isn't there? Is it Godzilla
Yes.
-1? Is it?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Gonna be mint.
Godzilla season. Cannot wait.
You also, in all this run, you have to go back and watch the cartoon with Godzuki.
Godzuki's great.
I thought you were going to say the
Godzuki
Matthew
is in some of
Broderick
the
one.
Japanese
Oh
ones
no,
as
you
well.
have to watch the Matthew Broderick one as well. You got to watch all of them.
Fuck.
That's not in my box set.
I'm going deeper
There you go.
underground.
You know, there's a series of films I haven't watched. You could do a podcast series on.
That's gonna be a
Stig's
long
Godzilla in
podcast.
review. That'll last us for 5
I
years.
was going to say
mate.
that's a lot of Godzilla.
And we're doing a breakdown of what happens in the story. So Godzilla turns up in Tokyo and destroys Tokyo. Next film. The city has been rebuilt. Godzilla has come back, and now Mothra is attacking Tokyo, and Godzilla's now a goodie. You need to remember that in these old films, he was always the goodie.
Well, I mean, it's not really a baddie in the
Mechagodzilla's
new ones,
turned
is
up.
he?
But Tokyo always suffered.
He's
Oh
always,
no!
he's
There
just
goes Tokyo.
he's just a clumsy fucker.
He is just a clumsy
just-
fucker.
he's
He's got
drunk.
no regard for humans. Just he doesn't even
I
notice
remember
us.
when I watched the review and someone called him a drunk dragon.
He's just an
Just a
Just a
NPC.
pissed up dragon.
He's an NPC, is it? Just goes barreling through things.
Fucked. He's just fucked. Not his fault.
I
He
can't
just wants
believe
love.
I
There's
can't
a-
believe they're getting another Kong versus Godzilla film out.
There was a clip I'd seen from it. I think it's probably from the trailer for a new Japanese Godzilla. Might be. I think it was like Godzilla Zero or something like that.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
name.
yeah. It's the Shin
And
one, yeah.
and it's this like terrifying. It's supposed to be this terrifying thing. You know, it's fishing boat. Godzilla's chasing it, like coming out of the water.
Yeah.
And the problem is, and I think this is always a problem I have with the design of Godzilla, because he's a predator. His eyes are on the front of his head. He's like cross-eyed, looking down his nose at this boat. He looks so fucking goofy. It's not scary at all.
Oh, he's
That's why
lovely.
we love him.
He's
Also,
lovely.
he's always a proper chunky boy, isn't he?
Yeah, when
but
it
it's like
pinch
it's like
those
he
little
looks,
cheeks.
he looks like a cat focusing in on a cat toy.
You should also watch Godzilla Earth as well. It's the biggest Godzilla they've ever done.
You should
Size of a planet.
should not watch Godzilla versus Kong. That was fucking
No.
shite.
Not very good. But yeah. Any more on that, Stig? Because I think that's Candy's done. You're done, aren't you,
I'm
Candy?
done.
She's been down in Tokyo looking for some blow. Come on. What you got, Stig? Any more?
Not really. I watched We Have a Ghost this week.
Do you?
Oh, the David Harbour one.
Yeah, Candy, you watched that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Amelia had already watched it with Kate, and we were looking for a film to watch. She was, this I really like this. Can we watch this again? I was like, well, I've not seen it. Fine, I'll watch it. I thought it was all right. It's a little bit too long for its premise, but it's actually, it wasn't what I expected.
It's
actually,
fun,
it's
isn't it?
quite funny in places. It's got a quite decent twist, and it's quite heartfelt as well. Has a little bit to say on kind of internet fame and that, like just fans. Weird
But
internet
Candy went over, didn't you? You
fan
told us
culture
about it,
and
didn't
stuff.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all right. The other thing I've done this week as well is I started a book called The Haunted Forest Tour.
Ugh.
It's a book by James A. Moore and Jeff Strand from 2007.
Yeah.
I decided, I'd fallen off my reading. I was like, I want to get back into something. And I bought a big fantasy novel. I was like, I just can't be bothered with this right now. Like, do you know what I mean? I really want to start
So you bought
this book.
the Mr. Men books.
Yeah, no, it's like I want to start this big book that I've bought. I just wasn't in the mood. So I thought I'm just gonna go for something a little bit trashy. So I've gone for this like kind of horror fantasy monster
Sometimes you
book.
need it.
The Haunted Forest Tour is a book about a forest that just springs up in the middle of an American town one day. Like literally just springs out of the ground. This is huge. And takes over this town, kills like nearly everyone in the town in the process. And during that, it develops all these like weird creatures and monsters within the forest.
Sounds like Sunderland.
And
Something Sunderland, yeah.
and because America and yay capitalism, a company decides to market it as like a Jurassic Park experience, and they build like a theme park and this tram ride through the forest.
And it always goes well, those
And
things.
yeah, I haven't read all of it yet. I still haven't got to the kind of reveal of how they managed to do this and all that, but
that's a good premise.
It's got a bit of black comedy, it's got horror, it's very bloody, there's a big body count in there, there's a lot of description of how people die and get torn to bits by various monsters. As the description and type of monsters is brilliant. I'm going to spoil one of them.
So
one
it's
monster,
not like Lovecraft where it's indescribable.
Yes, not some of them are like they're just.
But they used to write the creature was indescribable.
Oh no! The
The
authors do describe them, but they're like kind of a lot of them I've never like kind of envisioned these for. One of them is just a big decapitated head. Like,
nice.
It's a huge
I'm pretty sure
head.
there's a what's a yokai, a Japanese ghost. It's just a big head, isn't it?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, it's in what's his face's one.
It's in Ghostwire.
Yeah, Ghostwire. It's just a head.
Yeah, but it's really easy to read. A bit juvenile.
But sometimes you need that palate cleanser, don't you?
Yeah, that's kind of what I've bought it for. Kate's read it and said like, yeah, it is what it is. It's nothing like.
It's Goosebumps for adults.
Yeah, it's just kind of fun, silly reading.
I'm right into it. I'm into it.
And it's easy reading. It's enjoyable. I think it's only like 300 and some pages long as well. So
pamphlet.
Yeah.
So I still think you should get on the two Garth Marenghi books. They're very good.
Yeah, but
I'm thinking about getting on them.
Very shite crap horror.
I kind of need to watch him first and get an understanding.
You should watch
of what
Dark
it is.
Place anyway.
I know. I keep saying
it should be on a must-watch list.
But yeah, I've already kind of lined up a few of the books. I do like my fantasy and high fantasy books, but I just felt like I needed
It's nice. It's nice sometimes.
something a little bit different, and it was on TikTok. Someone recommended it, and I was like, you know what, it sounds ridiculous.
That's why I read a comic book in between a novel. I always do that.
I assume you've got the new Patrick Rothfuss on your to read list.
Not really. From what I heard, they don't really add anything.
Oh.
That there's 2 novellas that he's brought out in that world. Punk said he read the first one, so it doesn't really add anything, and I don't see the point in reading the novellas for. It's 10 years since the actual second book came out. Like, just hurry up and do the
10 years.
Do the actual story,
George R. R.
please.
Martin.
Yeah. So I've got other books that I'm more interested in reading. Yeah, if you just want something that's really silly,
Yeah.
the Haunted Forest tour.
I've just bought it.
It's good. I like the premise. It's good. I'm going to add it to my list.
It was
Excellent,
only a
excellent,
couple of quid as
excellent.
well. I think it was like £2.40.
Yeah, sound. We've all done, haven't we? We've all done.
Yep, we're all
Yep.
done.
Right, crack on with our feedback, because we've got a review of something that I should have reviewed.
Yes. But before we get to that, King Hagrid has said, started the chilling adventures of Sabrina. Poor you. I think the slow
What's
bits
that?
it's the Netflix dark version of Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, that one that's linked to fucking
Riverdale.
Jughead.
Riverdale.
Yeah, Jughead. That's what it's called, isn't it?
Yes.
Archie.
Yeah, I think the slow bits in between the exciting bits are too slow, and I'm not convinced I'm going to finish it. I wouldn't recommend it. It goes downhill very, very quickly.
It got panned, didn't it? That big style.
Oh, yeah. I also started Garth Marenghi's Incarcerat. Thanks to Gadget for letting me know about it. You're welcome. And I agree about what he said on the pod a week or two back. It is very
Most
good.
people do agree with Gadget. That's the thing.
I'm on the last book of Incarcerat. I actually bought it on Audible and started listening to it on there instead of reading the actual physical book.
Is it an anthology then?
Yeah, but both books are anthologies. There's like 3 stories.
That's even more enticing then.
Yeah, there are only 12 chapters
Briefer.
each of the stories. But just hearing Matthew Holness as Garth Marenghi again, oh, it's so good.
I love it.
There's like a fondness back to 2003 with that, but he's so funny as well.
Oh, when life was better.
Speaking of times after life was better, Supernati Cat has written in. Waited until
How
7:53.
has she written in?
I assume it's by vomiting over Twitter. I was going to say TikTok for a second.
It will be TikTok next. Don't give her ideas.
MySpace.
Waited until 7:53 to write my thang because I'm a twat. That's verbatim what she wrote. This week I started watching Bodies on Netflix. It's a sci-fi spread over 3 timelines that involves a dead naked bloke with a medium-sized penis, which you do see if that's your thing, who is found in an alley
Send me a link.
and some coppers in those timelines have to try and work out what the devil is going on and why it's all connected. Sorry, it's 4 timelines, not 3, for fuck's sake. You can delete things as you think of them.
Does she just write as she thinks?
She does, yeah.
I think she does, yeah. Or she's
Yeah.
speaking to it, like, through the microphone. just
Dictating.
carrying it, yeah.
Anyway, it's intriguing,
Note 1.
but I'm very aware I'm watching a program a lot of the time because the acting in parts is a bit, well, janky. It's still worth a watch. We have 3 episodes to go, and I'm still watching it, so that says something. I've also watched the new Scott Pilgrim anime on Netflix, and my god, is it beautiful. It's super cute, comfy, and different to the film, so it keeps my interest. The original actors from the movie do the voiceovers, and you can tell the love that's gone into making it. 10 out of 10 for it. I was giggling the whole way through. This week's
It's good. I just haven't got to it.
Stuarticus has started eating prunes and peaches. Then he didn't poop for 3 days. And then he did poop. Yay.
What are
glad
you
for
calling him?
Stuarticus.
That's not his real name,
It's
is it?
official title.
No.
That's his
Official
official modern escapism.
His real name.
Doesn't matter.
Baby cat.
He has no real name. That is his name.
I've seen it. I keep seeing his pictures in his Discord, but you just keep calling him that name. I'm like, what the fuck is that baby's name?
Well, it was because when we were all suggesting baby names for it, it became a very much Spartacus was one of the options, and we all suggested Spartacus. But then Stig came in and was very adamant that it had to be Stuart.
I think Stuarticus. It's got an air of regality to it. It's got nobleness to it. It's warrior, Spartan almost.
Exactly.
Quite
Just like
strong.
me.
So yes,
Well, that's what we're describing, mate.
we're all very glad that Stuarticus has had a poop.
Says as
Anyway.
Oh yeah, me too.
sneaking his nose.
Moving on to Planty. This week, Rachel and I started our M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong retrospective with the brilliant The Sixth Sense. Bruce Willis
that's good.
Bruce Willis is brilliant. Why isn't he in films anymore? Oh, yeah.
Too soon.
Dude.
We then moved on to the enjoyable Signs. Mel Gibson is really good. Why isn't he in films anymore? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
What did he call that woman that time?
That's not. And the bewilderingly badly written and acted The Happening. Marky Mark is atrocious. How is he still getting work?
I fucking think that film's premise is fucking geniusly bad.
It's so stupid. It's gone back around to being genius.
The wind.
It's that moment that, like, that realization that it's
the
like
wind.
gif of him. He's just like,
It's that panning shot when he looks and his eyes like, Oh no, it's the wind.
And then they're running away from leaves that are twirling in the in the wind.
That had to be so cheap to make. There's nothing in it.
Pay the wind royalties.
They just took them
That's
down.
why they keep bringing Invisible Man films out. It's cheaper.
They just took them down to the Midwest and just waited for the wind to kick up a bit.
Planty, if you think that was good, wait till you get to old.
The beach makes you old.
And after Stig's review, I will not watch that.
Oh, it's fantastic.
No.
Planty goes on to say, Stig, can I recommend The Dead Zone to watch with Amelia? Creepy and tense without being overly graphic, and it's brilliant alternative reality prequel to The West Wing. All right.
I shall have a look.
This week's final film was Peter Cushing and Doug McClure at the End of Earth's Core. For the current episode of Hallmark, you did that for the current episode of Hallmark of Greatness. A favourite of mine as a kid in the times before I understood why production values were important and why brown face was bad.
I remember that
Hang
film.
on, The Dead Zone is a David Cronenberg film. Should I really be showing my 10-year-old daughter a David Cronenberg film?
Of course you should.
We just say it's creepy
Don't
and tense
look-
without
don't
being
look
overly
the-
graphic.
Don't look, the creature is melting.
Finally, an admission, I don't want Baldur's Gate 3 to end. I couldn't even
Doesn't
admit
have
it to
to.
my
Look at Stig.
I couldn't even admit it to myself until Friday when I spent almost 45 minutes sorting out dies and colouring my party's gear instead of resolving a story and storyline.
Come on, mate. Focus.
No,
I mean,
you cannot. Right, you can't play that game if you are not like coloured properly. If your armour and your cape and everything isn't.
You got to be coordinated.
Yeah, if it doesn't look good, then what's the point?
No, I believe in fashion,
Yeah.
but come on. It always gets covered in blood when I play it, so it doesn't matter. Everything's red.
And just as an update, he's also said to me, well, that's me just resolved Shadow Heart's story. Very good, but fucking solid. There we go.
Yeah.
So he's still not finished Astarian's story, but hey ho.
It's my favourite character story, I think.
Now we get to Xenos' review.
Oh, perfect.
As promised a few weeks ago, I've been playing through Remnant 2, the Awakened King DLC this week. It's less than a tenner for a few solid hours of more gunfire goodness, and absolutely worth the price of admission. Bunch of new weapons, including a shotgun that's always incendiary and can have more stuff tacked onto it. A dozen or so new accessories, including a ring that makes your character bleed constantly, which has opened up some really weird builds because it triggers every perk that relies on you taking damage. So you can permanently stack up buffs that would normally require taking risks to activate. And a new class in the form of the Ritualist, which other games would probably call it a Witch or a Warlock, but it's the damage over time class. What's your favourite status ailment? Mine's all of them, and now I can have all the flavours at once.
Absolute miasma.
Yeah. The actual story for the DLC is more or less just background, but it does come with the rather neat decision.
It's not very good.
It does come with the rather neat decision to make it a fixed setup one-shot mode on your first go through that guarantees all the new areas will show up in specific places, so you don't have to worry about random world generation locking your specific items or the new class. Good choice from Gunfire, and I suspect they'll do that again for future DLCs. What is the story? King of the Fairies woke up. He's trapped in a magical sleep in the base game's area of the world. He's making himself everyone else's problem. Your job? Kill him. Maybe save the world along the way, but that's really a side objective.
He's right, though. It's clever how they've done that with the one-shot bit, because if you know how that game works, you can miss a lot.
Yeah, it's all randomly generated, isn't it?
Yeah, but they just make sure you don't miss it, which I really appreciated.
They've also put in a ridiculous community puzzle for another new gun, which unfortunately got solved very quickly by data mining. My understanding is it's functionally the Needler from Halo, and you get it by killing yourself in a dream and then chasing the guy who dragged you into it across multiple planets while questioning if this is real or not. You know, business as usual. I'm going to fucking play this game. This sounds wild.
It's such a good game, mate. And I didn't know that was in.
Highly recommend picking up the DLC if you like Remnant's base game, but if you're looking at starting out fresh at this point, you can safely hold off until you've cleared the main campaign at least once without feeling like you're missing anything.
It's so good. It's shooting up to in my Gotti pick, I think.
Really?
I really fucking love it so much. It's one of the best gunplays I've had in ages. It's Dark Souls with Resident Evil 4 combat.
No, don't do that to me. Don't do that. I'm busy, man. I'm playing fucking
The
Pinocchio
original Resident
game.
Evil 4 as well.
I didn't get on with the original. That's why I haven't picked it up yet.
It's fast.
Last up, we have Angry Kurt. He's been a busy boy this week as well. This week, I carried on with my David Fincher films by watching The Curious Case of Benjamin Button and Mank. Mank I thought was boring. It just didn't have the core. I didn't think the core story it was telling was interesting enough to warrant a film, and apparently it's not accurate anyway, according to Oodles. It was written by Fincher's father, and it really does just feel like something Fincher wanted to do to honour his father.
He changed the actual facts quite a bit in that. Quite a bit. Do you know, for like dramatisation?
Yes.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
Benjamin Button was much better. Not top tier, but I'd still give it 4 stars. Told a great story about the journey through a man's life. I do wish they played more into the whole reverse agent thing more than they did, as it only really had a big influence at the start and the end. Now I just have Alien 3, Panic Room, and Zodiac left to watch.
So you haven't watched Zodiac?
Zodiac's very good.
You are in for a fucking treat.
Panic Room's alright, but it's a victim of the time it was made. Like, it doesn't feel good to watch now, but it's alright.
Now you just ring somebody up on your mobile phone.
Yeah. Alien 3 is a tough one because there is such a good film in there, but the studio interfered with it so much it nearly made David Fincher quit being a director. And it was his first film.
Bastardized, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely destroyed. The script that got released that you can buy is phenomenal. We reviewed that script, didn't we, years ago?
We did, yeah. Like if
it's a phenomenal book to read. The whole screenplay is available, and it's so much better. So much better.
I think Kurt, when you watch Alien 3, and it depends on your view of the previous 2 Alien films, if you've seen them. I think you'll probably mark it as Fincher's worst film, but it's kind of not his fault. It was 20th Century Fox really fucked him over with it, which is sad.
Definitely not his fault. It is his worst film, but it's not his fault.
It's not his worst film for me.
What's his worst for you?
Benjamin Button, but that's...
Really? You've got no heart. He's cute. He's a cute old man.
What's that got? Wow, he's a cute old man. Like, the rest of it's just a boring love story. Like Kurt said,
worth it.
Start of the film is like the age thing. End of the film is the age thing. In between that, it's just a love story. It's like, okay, whatever. Like,
see what I mean? He hates love. He's got no heart.
Like, Alien 3 is better than The Killer, Panic Room, and Benjamin Button.
All right, there you go.
I haven't seen The Killer yet.
Ghost pepper takes from Stig there.
Hot.
Alien 3 is not that bad. It's just nowhere near as fucking good as the other 2.
Yeah.
Like the 2 that came before it.
It's better than Resurrection.
Yeah.
it's better than Covenant.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's the third best Alien
nothing to
film.
do with Fincher.
It's the third best.
It is the third best Alien film. Oh my god, yeah. It's bronze.
On the gaming side of things, unfortunately, I gave up with Alan Wake 2. The combat on normal I couldn't do, and story difficulty is way too easy to provide any satisfaction. I also found myself struggling with the puzzles and rage quit on the one in the coffee theme park. I must admit, though, I've kept it installed as Gadget's plea last week, and the feedback made me think I'll give it a second chance. I just need a break at the moment. Really telling you, that puzzle is so fucking easy.
Yeah, it really is.
So I started Super Mario RPG on Friday, and I'm really quite surprised with how much I'm enjoying it. It's a pretty chill game to play, and perfect right now as I found myself having to think about the combat more than I've ever done in, say, a Pokemon game. Who knows, by the end I may be asking Oodles for some more JRPGs with slightly deeper combat. Having said that, I didn't like the turn-based battle in Yakuza Like a Dragon, but I think that was just more due to having to grind them.
I've got the perfect game for you, mate. But come to me when you're ready.
I'm going to tell
called
Chrono Trigger.
Dragon Quest 11.
It's all right, that.
So good.
And that's the feedback for this week.
Perfect. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Xanos, for reviewing something that I was bringing. You've made my life easier. Again, links to all our extracurricular activities are in the show notes, and I'm on escapism.co.uk. Have we got anything to plug on the Patreon bit? We're going to have a Patreon poll. Is that already up? Will they know about all that? I don't know how time works. Stig, you run the Patreon. What are we doing?
It's already done because I just did it. Yeah.
We just need to record the damn thing.
We haven't recorded it.
We haven't
recorded it at
right.
at this moment of recording.
But they'll get it.
We'll get it sometime in the next week.
And Kenny Potter's already out.
Should really start listening to the next book of that. I'll have to start starting it this week. Luckily,
I just don't know where I am in the timeline.
Luckily, I only have to listen to half of the book.
Yeah.
Ah, really? Oh yeah, because it's two part.
Split into 2 films, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, there's great stuff to become a patron, and again, from as little as £1 sometimes. Some tiers, one of the tiers, isn't it? £1, something like that.
£1 to support the podcast, and you get to join in on the votes.
Yeah, but if you want the
but
content,
you don't get to listen
you want
to it.
You don't get to listen to it. If you want the fucking content, you got to pay, baby. You got to pay, and there's years worth of content now as well. The catalogue on the Patreon stuff now. When I look at it, I'm thinking, fuck me, that was such a good episode, but I can't reference it to people that haven't paid. You know what I mean? Some really good moments.
I think I looked the other day. I think there's we've done 300 Patreon episodes.
I have.
Fuck me.
Well, if you include the green room stuff, outside of that, we have 30 bonus months. We have 19 MCU based podcasts. We have 10 Too Fast Too Curious, 6 Kenny Potters, and more to come.
And the odd game reviews and stuff like that, because we did a Last of Us one, didn't we? Not Last of Us.
Yes,
No,
we did a couple of
that's,
spoiler casts, but they go out on the normal feed.
Spoiler casts,
Do they?
early access, yeah.
Oh, God, we've got so much content. Please support us. And again, if you're not a patron, this show's nearly over, but it's her time to shine. It's now time for Candyland.
And now, what's up in Candyland?
I
Uh-oh.
thought of something. I've had a revelation today. I've thought of something that could possibly
I
change.
could smell burning wood.
Could possibly change the world, change humanity. I might even be able to use it on you, Oodles. But I need to figure
Are
out.
you going to get a Nobel Peace Prize after this?
I think I will. The only trouble is I have to figure out how to do it and then figure out how to harness that power for good. And that is the ability to...
The sun in the palm of your hand.
That's exactly what
No, I don't read that newspaper.
I didn't mean that one.
No, it's the ability to pause when you're having an argument. So, say you're having a really heated argument with your best mate, or you're having a fight in the pub, right? You say, right, take it outside, let's get our clickers. You say your bit, and then the other person pauses you, and then they say their bit, and vice versa, so that they would unpause, and then... But then it gives you the time to cool down a bit. It gives you time to think, but it also so it's kind of like a game of chess. You do your turn and then flip, do your turn, bloop, kind of thing.
So what you're trying to invent is time travel?
No, like one of those remote controls, like in that Adam Sandler film where you can just pause someone.
Just
for a
getting
minute.
fucking Bernard's watch, man. Jesus Christ!
Now let's get that. That goes back in Modern Escapism, Mr. Bernard's watch. But so. Like the film Click, where he was really unhappy to be married to Kate Beckinsale, that one.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't
Must have been awful.
But then you would never wake up 3 years later in a cold sweat thinking, I fucking should have said that. I've got the perfect comeback for that. That would never happen because you got the time to think about it.
But we have got something in that place. It's called a headbutt.
If everyone had this, we'd all just be in a permanent state of frozen.
No, I mean, they would have
directions.
So, Candy, you weren't born when we had this discussion about Bernard's watch. What happens if you pressed your clicker and you died of an heart attack when you pressed it? The time would never continue ever again.
Would be frozen.
You'd stop time. It's too dangerous. It's too powerful.
No, the whole world isn't
died
stopping.
once
You're
you've
just
stopped time.
No, you're just pausing they're unanimated, so they can hear you and stuff. They've frozen.
So
your friend could put you into a coma indefinitely because
not into a coma. No.
Just what it sounds like.
Petrificus totalis. You're just frozen. You can still hear things because then you need to. You can say something back. Then
that's a coma.
No, you're thinking about that. You've always got to take things down the horrible route, haven't you? I'm thinking of this for good.
So right. Let me try and pass this out. So your remote control would make it so that a person couldn't speak, couldn't move away from you, but their brain would be on, and they could hear everything that you're saying,
Yeah.
And then they
Can they breathe when they're paused?
and they have to trust that you unpause them once your point has been made.
No, once your point has been made, they're automatically unpaused.
And how does it know to automatically
know?
unpause?
I haven't got that far yet.
AI. It's going to be AI.
It's gonna be
isn't it?
AI.
And the AI is going to realise that we should all be paused and kill
Well, I
us
did
off.
have a caveat at the beginning. I said I had to figure out how to harness this for good and not evil. Like, it can't fall into the wrong hands.
Do you know?
I think
Oh,
it would
because
be
that
used more
has
for evil
never-
than good.
Because that has never happened in the history of any invention.
I mean, the general theory of relativity prohibits this.
Well,
completely.
you're thinking of time travel. I'm thinking of suspended animation.
Which is still time travel.
No, it's not.
The person that was suspended in animation is the time traveler, not the person that's clicking the button. The person that's paused is the time
But
traveler.
no, 'cause they're
gonna be the
possibly-
same age.
No.
Minutes later.
No, they're still
It's just
aging.
time travel.
No, it's like a
No.
coma, but being awake and alive. But yeah,
There's drugs for that.
This is I have
called ketamine.
I have no mouth but must scream.
It's called ketamine.
I think it's fine.
Sometimes
I
you
think
get stuck in a
it's a really
kettle.
good. I don't see why this is a
Have
problem.
you ever heard of the film Johnny's Got a Gun?
No.
Yeah, when he's got no arms and legs and no
From the
fucking
Metallica,
deaf,
from
dumb,
the
and blind.
Metallica video.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Where he can hear everything, but he's shouting
Yeah.
out for someone to help him, but
SOS.
Kill
no
me.
one can hear him because it's all in his head and he can't actually communicate. That's what it would be like for
That's what
somebody.
you're doing.
That's
Well, no,
what,
I mean
that's
they're
what
not
you're doing.
paused. They're not paused eternally.
You're traumatizing people.
It's still
you said-
traumatic.
the other person says that no, they know this is happening because everyone's got a clicker.
Oh, that's fine then.
You're just you're just born with a clicker and you pause each other.
You're born with a clicker.
You know,
Oh,
a
God.
plinky plonk.
Oh no.
I really
is
don't
that
see
what
how
happens?
you're
Is
seeing
it-
the bad side of this. I couldn't.
So
I
when
think it's good.
someone's born, and you know, like when you fill out their birth certificate, you fill out the birth certificate, and the council give you that back and say, "Here's your birth certificate, and here's your
Here's your clicker."
government issued clicker."
Yeah, yeah.
So
It takes triple A's.
on the fly right now, I've just brought up a new feature that we should be doing every week, and this is to the listeners. Can you, as listeners, provide feedback to what she's going on about at the end? And we're going to have a feedback section at the end of Candyland because I want to know what the listeners are thinking about all this because they never mention it as if they're still traumatized by
Yeah,
some of
because
the
they turn
past
off after this
editions.
feedback. That's why.
I know how this feedback goes. Every week it's Super Natty Cat going, "I agree with
Yeah,
Candy."
exactly. Because Natty Cat is a fine woman. She's sensible. She's got a good head on her shoulders.
She fucking does.
I don't understand how you don't see how this can be a good thing.
We see the danger.
What danger?
Stig, have you ever noticed that Candy is our version of Charlie Kelly?
Yeah.
This is just denim chicken
100%.
all over again.
Candy, it's been an absolute riot.
Are you-
I'm gonna have to
are you-
cut you off
are you-
because you're
Are you
dangerous.
sniffing paints? Are you, those paints that you painted pictures with? Are you just like,
I'm getting
Drinking
fumes.
it.
Fucking drinking it. Thank you very much, Candy, for that. And again, please, listeners, you've got homework now. I want feedback for the end of this segment every week. 'Cause I just feel like sometimes I don't know. I don't know what is going on in your mind. She's clicking me off.
She's trying to click
She's trying to click me. This is the end of the show for non-patrons. We'll see you all in a bit in the green room if you are paying us to do so. You other guys, you've been clicked off by Candy. Bye.
Bye.
Right. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules.
I bet I haven't seen that film in 20 years, but I still know exactly what it's from.
That kid, fuck me. He's laughing in that film.
A little fat kid.
laughing and choking?
The only one that isn't played by Eddie Murphy.
He's so funny.
I'm sure they
He's
probably
probably
did
not
it.
alive anymore.
Sure, they probably did a makeup test to see if he could play the kid.
Our kid's probably